moon and star, come to me through fire and war. Oh, oh, come Nerevar, come and look upon the heart, upon the heart. Oh, lay down your weapons, it is not too late for my mercy. Oh, oh, come and look upon the heart, upon the heart. Oh, 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 I'm a god. How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? Shame on you, sweet Nerevar. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. God. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. Welcome, moon and star. Come to me through fire and war. Oh, oh, come Nerevar, come and look upon the heart, upon the heart. Oh, lay down your weapons, it is not too late for my mercy. Oh, oh, come and look upon the heart, upon the heart. Oh, 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 I'm a god. How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? Shame on you, sweet Nerevar. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. God. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. No recall or intervention can work in this place. There is no escape. No recall or intervention can work in this place. There is no escape. No recall or intervention can work in this place. There is no escape. No recall or intervention can work in this place. There is no escape. Oh, I'm a god. How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? Shame on you, sweet Nerevar. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. God. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god.
Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome. We're a god. How can you kill a god?
You can't.
Shame on
Die.
you, sweet Nerevar. Welcome, Moon and Stars. Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Are you all excited? I'm very excited. We have a lot of people here. Oh my goodness.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome. We're going to be doing a watch.
Hi, me.
We're going to be doing a watch through The Last Church.
Yeah.
The animation adaptation by Tiber Portuguese? Or Portuguese? I'm sorry if I'm getting that name super wrong. But this is an adaptation of the Graham McNeil short story. Fun fact, this was actually one of the first Warhammer things that I saw that I was like,
oh,
okay, Warhammer's pretty cool, I guess. Because, Love, you and I love that thing where we like watching media that has, like, we can look at it and be like, this can be adapted into a play, like a theater performance.
Oh, yeah.
We
I love that shit.
Yeah, we love that. One second, I'm turning.
I was big into theater growing up.
Yeah.
I've been to so many plays in my life. I
So
love
many.
musicals.
Yeah.
My mom was very big into like going to live production, like also like symphonies and all sorts of. So I love it. I worked backstage on a couple productions in high school, so there's something magic about it. And so whenever I see a scene and it's like carried by the actors and not
What you would need to do a stage performance of this story would just be like a backdrop. No, you would need like 2 chairs and a table.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, for being the cause of my newest hyperfixation. You're welcome. Welcome.
Welcome to the suffering. We're all here to die.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed a notification. My goodness. Thank you, Caked Up Dump Truck.
Oh!
Excited for Kari to see Emp's cruelest action. So, we need to know, this is the last church of Terra.
Thank you, Caked
This
Up
takes place in the middle of the Unification Wars. This is when Emps showed up and he was like, hey guys, I'm not a god. This is
before the Primarchs.
Yes, possibly.
This is on Terra.
We're on Earth. Yeah, we're on Earth. And this is the last church.
Los Angeles.
I don't know where we are.
West Hollywood.
You know what I discovered?
Born and raised.
Doing a research for one of the next episodes, I discovered that a bunch of... I got
one little amp.
I'm waiting.
And my mom got scared and she said, we're sending all the Primarchs out to Bel Air.
So, love, I discovered something fucked up about Warhammer. And that is...
Just one thing.
In a couple things. In the year in the far off future, apparently Earth, a lot of the countries have really different names because of like wars and shit. So France is Frank.
What?
America just became America.
Okay, well that's better than in the Hunger Games when for some reason it becomes Pan Am.
That's interesting.
Real strange. Guys, Ava hasn't seen the Hunger Games. Oh, I'll explain
I saw the first one.
Oh.
And the second. The second had monkeys.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought you had told me you hadn't seen it.
I haven't finished them.
That was a misremember on my bad.
Yeah, that's okay.
But you said you didn't know anything about the politics and stuff about it.
I don't remember anything.
Okay, well. Screw my idea.
What about Germany? I don't remember, but I know that Nassau has an apostrophe in it now for some reason in Warhammer.
Nassau?
Yeah,
like
it's like
NASA?
It's like Nassau.
Like the space people?
No, like the actual place.
NASA?
Nassau. It's like in the Caribbean.
Oh, okay. I don't.
It's like, have you ever watched anything?
German could be Deutschland because that's just what Germany actually.
Have you ever watched anything revolving around pirates? They go to Nassau. It was like the pirate home base forever.
I was just looking at Keira Knightley and realizing what was going on, and I was like, I'm not. This isn't the normal feelings.
Wait a minute.
Because I also think that the Orlando Bloom guy is cute. How can that be a thing? You only get one.
Yeah, you only get one.
I know Tortuga is usually the turtle island, which is why I lost my mind when Yoshi P popped out with the turtles on his shirt, and then it turned out that it was about Leonardo, Raphael.
It was about painting.
Michelangelo and Donatello.
Anyway, hey everybody. Unfortunately, we don't have any subtitles for this, so we're gonna do our very darndest to listen. But yeah, let's get going. Are you ready, my love?
I will stop blinking now.
All right. Eyes peeled. We're ready. All right, let's begin. Everyone, shush. Welcome. Can you hear it, my love?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that said by Neil Gaiman. I was like, holy
No,
shit.
Graham McNeil. Graham McNeil. Welcome.
Okay. Now I'm watching through Discord, so the frame rate's probably a little less.
That's not going to be a problem.
Oh, okay.
Adapted and edited by Tiber Portuguese. No. Adeptus Ridiculous. It's okay, love.
Oh, I know those guys.
Composed by Aaron Weatherford.
Ron. Yes, Ava will get expressions like me. me. I'm just special. Oh shit. Okay, this is the priest.
Yes.
Cool. The art style is beautiful. A little bit watercolory.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's very good.
Oh, I like. Oh, it's like old kids shows, storybook animation. Reminds me of Katie and Orby.
Here's the magic story about this priest and the emperor and all the things they do.
So he's the last priest in the last church.
Physically, like the rest are gone.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, I'm wearing really good headphones. That was really scary. The sound design is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's very good. Hello.
It is a cold night. I'm an old man.
He looked like Santa Claus from Rise of the Guardians.
Welcome to the Church of the Fulgur Lapis. Do you wish to join us tonight? I don't recognize you.
No, I don't expect you would. Nor would I expect us to be anyone besides you
Beautiful
and
baritone.
I.
Well, this is a surprise. My midnight sermons are considered quite popular in these parts. You're sure?
Quite.
What a shame. I had not thought I had aged so poorly as to scare so many away.
It is rare to find a man like you with a sense of humor. I have found that most of your kind are dour, leaden hearted
Kind.
Yeah.
priests.
Okay, good.
Then I fear you have only
Yeah,
met the
stick up
wrong
for yourself, Queen.
Besides, given the times we live in, any servants of the divine would find it extremely difficult to be of good cheer.
Very true.
Hello. You're quite big.
I
Fuck,
am
you're
Uriah
big.
Olather, last priest of the Church of the Fulgur Lapis. Might I have your name?
My name is unimportant. However, you may call
My name
me
is not a god.
Apocalypsis.
Unusual name.
No.
Apocalypsis.
Well aware of the significance of such a word.
What the hell is that?
It is soon
That's so
tonight,
ominous.
However,
And why exactly would
I'm a
that
little
be?
bit sorry.
What revelations do you search for in my humble church?
I seek no revelation. I simply wish to talk to you. I wish to learn what keeps you here when the world is abandoning your beliefs in gods and divinity. I wish to understand why you have yet to turn to the faith of science and reason.
The great fresco of Isandula. A divine work. Wouldn't you agree?
It is quite magnificent,
draggy.
but
Drakey.
divine? I don't think so.
Man
Then
slaying
you
a
have not
dragon.
looked closely enough. Open your heart to its beauty, and you will feel the Spirit of God move within you.
And the whole world came running when the fresco was revealed, and the sight of it was enough to reduce all who saw it to stunned silence.
So you have read your Vastari.
So I have.
You are a student of art?
I have studied much. Art is indeed one of
Is
my
Vistare
interests.
like scripture?
Then you cannot argue that this work was not
Probably some
inspired by a
author.
higher power.
Of course I can.
Like John.
I do not seek
Yeah.
to diminish the artist's
Abraham,
sublime work.
so on.
through
Speaking
allocating
of, John's in the
praise upon a
comments. Shout out
greater
to John.
John!
Artistry
Hi, John.
does
Not the same
prove
John who wrote the
existence
Bible,
of
but Art
anything.
John.
No
Hi, John.
god has ever created art.
In an earlier age, some might have considered such a sentiment blasphemy.
I have only ever seen mortal men accuse anyone of blasphemy, Uriah. I have only ever seen mortal men act upon it. Were reactions to the accusations any less violent, I would label it a victimless crime.
Touché. But I have yet to see any scientist discover the root of inspiration.
The human mind is a wondrous thing. Do not be so quick to underestimate it. Tell me, Uriah, have you ever seen the great cliff sculptures of the Mariana Canyon?
No, Though I have heard they are incredibly beautiful.
They are indeed.
I keep thinking he's calling him
thousand-meter-high
Jiraiya.
representations
Uriah.
of their kings carved in
Imagine
stone
that crossover.
no weapon or drill can cut. They
Jiraiya.
are at least as incredible
Why do you
as
believe
this
in the
fresco,
frogs?
worked into a cliff
They're
that
cool.
had not seen sunlight in 10,000 years, yet carved by a godless people in a forgotten age. True art.
Oh yeah, we missed that.
requires no
The
divine
Marianas
rationale.
Trench is
It
now the
is
Marianas
just
Canyon.
art.
There are no oceans on
You
Earth
have your
anymore.
opinion. I have mine.
At all? It's all
Isandula
dried up.
Yeah.
is a genius. and a
Shit.
magnificent
I forgot to mention that in the Emperor
artist.
video.
That much is beyond question.
So,
but she still
Earth
has
is
to make a living,
fucked!
and even magnificent
Water is scarce,
artists
but
must
there
take
are
commissions
some
where they are to
people
be
who have
found.
supplies.
I am sure this work
Yeah, they
made
found
well
ways
that
around
the
it.
churches
Living.
of her
Yeah, yeah.
time were obscenely wealthy. Do you believe that she would be incapable of such a wondrous feat if she had
Wait,
been
who are we
employed
talking
by
about?
a
She?
secular government?
She very well may have, but unfortunately we shall never know.
No, we won't.
The debate is
We are
starting.
fickle creatures, Uriah.
Yeah,
All
I
too
missed who they were
often I am
talking
tempted
about.
to believe that the invocation
Some
of the
saint,
divine
probably.
is a
Oh,
ploy
okay.
by the jealous to dismiss one's accomplishments.
Jealousy?
Absolutely. To see another succeed where you may have failed is a sobering thing. Some
It's
would rather
basically Mad
choose
Max,
to
that
remain
makes sense.
ignorant of their limitations.
That is a very cynical view of humanity.
Forgive me, but I have seen too much darkness to be so innocent as to always assume good intentions. Do not mistake my
14-year-olds on
intentions,
Reddit.
however.
I have
Only
seen
understand
too
I have
much.
seen.
May we find strength.
Well, this has
They're
been
talking
an
about that time
interesting
they watched Game of
discussion,
Thrones
But
when
you
they
must
weren't allowed.
excuse me, friend Apocalypsis.
I've seen too much.
I have to prepare for my congregation.
No one is coming. It is just you and I.
Why are you really here?
This is the last church on Terra. History will
said
soon
the
be
name
of the thing
done
in the
with
thing.
places like this, and I want a memory
did it, I was
before
there.
It is gone.
If this is so, then come, friend. Let us sit. I would rather not stand for whatever time remains.
All right, it's time to sit down, talk about stuff.
Oh yeah.
So the Emperor's a wine mom, right?
Your good health.
Oh,
And yours.
let us spill the tea.
Oh,
This
They
is
didn't
very
cheers?
we're,
That's bad luck.
we're about to get messy, bitch. Let's get ready.
Appreciation of wine,
Okay,
friend
strap it.
Apocalypsis.
Strap in.
My father gave this to me on my 15th birthday and said I should drink it on my wedding night.
And you never married.
Never found anyone willing to put up with me. I was a devilish rogue back then.
No longer, it would seem. A devilish rogue turned priest. Sounds like quite the tale.
It is, but some wounds run deep, and it does no good to reopen them.
Fair enough.
Friend Apocalypsis, tell me, what did you mean when you said this place was soon to be gone?
Exactly what I said. Even in your isolated state, you must have heard of the Emperor and his crusade
gives
to
off
stamp
real
out
Hercules
religion and belief
vibes.
in the supernatural.
Like not the
Soon,
Disney movie
he
Hercules,
and
like
his
the guy
But
who
like
chose
accurate,
life.
yeah, accurate
Let us
Hercules. Heracles, some might say.
But it makes no difference to me. I believe what I believe, and no amount of hectoring from some warmongering despot will sway me.
That is an obstinate point of view.
It is faith. It would seem I'm not as fickle as you would posit, eh?
Faith. A willing belief in the unbelievable without proof.
Faith's strength is just that. It requires no proof. Belief is enough.
That is why the Emperor wants rid of it, then. You call faith powerful. I call it dangerous. Think of what people in the grip of faith have done in the past. All the atrocities down the centuries that can be traced back to faith. Faith.
Do you want to pause it if you want to talk about it for a second?
So really quick, because this is an adaptation, there are a few differences, and someone in chat is mentioning in the book, in the story.
So this
he
is a scene that's adapted from a book.
Yes, this is a short story that's being adapted here. in the book, he introduces himself not as Apocalypsis, which is fucking hilarious.
Listen, first impressions mean something. If somebody comes up to me and goes, yeah, just call me Apocalypsis.
He introduces himself as Revelation. Which Which is kind of worse.
You know what? It's on the same wavelength. I wasn't expecting that. Wow.
What are you? The truth. Okay, buddy. Fucking calm down. Calm down, bud. Calm down.
He just chose a username. That's weird. He got banned, so we had to choose another one.
He's like right outside the church door, and he's like, I have to think of a cool name.
You like have to write down your like name and stuff to like let you in.
He's got it on his hand. He's like, what the fuck am I calling myself? Apocalypsis. That's it.
It's not available. It recommends Apocalypsis 69.
Apocalypsis. That's what it is, baby. It's
Apocalypsis balls deep.
Balls. All right, let's keep going. Okay.
Wait. Quick question. Quick question. Okay, so this is the last church. This is the last priest.
The last church. It
doesn't really matter where this is. If this is,
we have no idea where this is.
An Americanish accent, but obviously we've moved on quite a lot.
Yeah,
like we're
thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of years in the future.
Yeah, whatever countries we know of, it's not really relevant.
Yeah,
but faith has persisted. This looks somewhat Christian-y.
From what we can glean, they worship at least one figure who was depicted slaying a dragon.
Some sort of monotheism.
Yes.
And like Western Christian, Latin, Spanish-y architecture.
Yeah.
Germanic.
They could also just be like taking this church and
it doesn't really matter. Again, it's just like this could be nowadays what a mosque has become just based on
Revelation is taken. Try XX Revelation XX.
I'm also obviously not any kind of religious expert, so I'm just kind of
a chat member says, if I remember correctly, this is on the Isle of Skye off of Scotland.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's interesting.
Somewhere in Europe, perhaps.
Some kind of potentially Christianity, Catholicism, an offshoot of that, basically.
Perhaps, but again, tens of thousands of years in the future.
This is the hypothesis.
Yes, the hypothesis.
Not the theory.
Yeah.
The hypothesis.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's implied that there are a couple of people, at least, that come to this church based on what this old man has said, although there seems to be the implication that that might not be the case.
That might not be the case anymore.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, as Apocalypsis here has talked about, the faith and religion has been dying because the Emperor and like his wars.
Twinkling out.
Yeah.
Diddling out.
Little boy.
No. Stop saying that. No. We need to be careful about the little boy.
Going down.
Little boy.
No.
Anyway. Can we... So, okay. I think what I'm getting is there's like this vibe of like it's the last night on Earth almost. Like this feels like he's breaking out his bottle of fancy wine that he's not supposed to drink until
the feeling of the end is perhaps in the air.
It's very ominous.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, obviously the Emperor walks away from this and continues to have an experience. Maybe it's just that this guy's really freaking old and it's like, you know, he's heading out soon, and this kind of is just a representation of the end of his life. Maybe the Emperor is gonna Shinji him.
Please don't Shinji him. Okay, let us continue.
Okay, yeah, but that's what it's interesting.
Yeah. Why is it not playing? Why is it not playing?
With the little boys.
Hold on a minute.
Have you come here just to provoke me?
And the justification for so much evil.
Have you come here just to provoke me? I am no longer a violent man. Such a goal would be boring and fruitless for the both of us. If this is all you are here for, I suggest you leave.
You are right, of course. I am being discourteous, and I apologize. I came to learn of this place, not antagonize
Okay,
its
Jiraiya is
guardian.
80.
I accept your
Uriah.
apology, Apocalypse.
Not the
Do you wish to
Naruto
see the
character.
church?
Just gotta grow his hair out a little bit.
Then come with me.
What's up? It's me, David Lodge. I voiced the dragon in Dragon's Dogma. What's up? Here we go.
Well, then he could be like that. Would be an interesting connection because the guy slayed a dragon, right? So that's a representation of the end of that religion. It'd actually be quite.
Get out of the church,
brand.
Shinji.
Oh, Shinji.
Check this out.
He's look at that
Fulga.
expression. That's when I showed you like my little
this
Star Wars
is
figure
a
collection.
holy
I was like,
stone?
check it out.
The Holy Stone.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Why is it the Fulgur Lapis?
I mean, why is it holy? Was it deposited on the ground by your god? Was a man martyred here? Or did some young girl receive some sort of revelation while praying at its base?
Nothing so bland, rest assured, friend Apocalypsis. Thousands of years ago, a local holy man who was blind was walking in the hills hereabouts when a sudden storm came in over the Western Ocean. He hurried back down to the village below, but it was a long way, and the storm broke before he could reach safety. The holy man took shelter from the storm in the lee of this stone, at the height of the storm in the lee of the heavens. When he thought all was lost, he was lifted up and heard the voice of our Creator. And so he saw the stone wreathed in a blue fire, in which he saw the face of our Creator.
Did you not say he was blind?
Ah, he was blind no longer. The power of our Creator cured him of his
Just quickly
affliction.
fact check and all.
He immediately ran back to the village and told the people there of
What's
the
like the?
miracle.
And then?
I
The
think
holy
your
man
stream.
returned to the Fulgur
No, it's okay,
Lapis
it's okay,
and
it's fine.
instructed the townspeople to build a church around it. The story of
You
his
can still see
healing
it?
soon spread.
Yeah.
Within
Okay,
but
cool.
a few years, thousands were crossing the Silver Bridge to visit the shrine, for a spring had begun to flow from the base of the stone, and its waters were said to be imbued with healing properties.
And I wonder how much the priests benefited from it all. And what? It could cure diseases? Mend broken limbs?
So the church records say. This bathing chamber was constructed around the stone, and people across the land came to bathe in the sacred waters while they still flowed.
I have heard tales of a similar nature
Like
in
the
the
meat
Far
pit.
East. A young
Not the
girl
meat
claimed
pit.
to have seen a holy vision of a
No.
woman while bathing near the springs closest to her home. She
Shinji,
described
get in the
a
meat
woman
pit.
conspicuously similar to the holy woman of a religious order of which her family was a member. Bathing houses were
The red
established
woman.
there too, but for fear of diminishing
Bathing
the rate
houses?
at which the
What?
owners of the bathhouses could admit pilgrims, the waters were only changed once a day. The dying and diseased came in droves, passing through that water in the hundreds every day. So I'm sure you can imagine what a horrible slop it was at the end. They were but pools of blood, sloughed off skin, scabs, bits of cloth and bandage, an abominable
great.
soup of malady. The only miracle was that anyone emerged alive. Such a miracle was infrequent at best.
I cannot justify the actions of the greedy or the impure. I can assure you that did not happen here, if that is your concern.
Hematite from a banded ironstone formation, exposed by landslip during the storm, most likely. That would explain the strike.
Why not just scan
It
that
seems
like
to me that your
R2D2?
holy man was not blinded by any physical defect.
Is that what just
but
happened?
Was a result
much.
of hysteria or earlier mental trauma.
Super
It is
eyeball,
not
look at
unheard of
molecule
to be
power.
cured in such a manner.
Are you attempting to debunk the miracle this church was founded upon? It was our Creator's
Imagine
will.
debunking
And if
the
your
Holy Grail.
explanation were to substitute mine, the nature of the event is still what I would call a miracle. The Creator's face was seen. His voice was heard. It is a malicious thing to seek to destroy another's faith, Apocalypsis.
I do not aim to be malicious. I am trying to explain how such a thing could have happened without the intervention of a godly power. You think that the way we perceive the world is the way it actually is, but you cannot perceive the external world directly. Indeed, none of us can. Instead, we know only our ideas or interpretations of objects in the world. The human brain is a marvelous organ, priest, and it is especially adept at constructing images.
I am using
faces
facts and
voices from
logic to
limited
destroy you.
information.
No!
Imagine your holy man sheltering from the
Throws
storm
facts
in
at
the cover
dragon.
of this great stone when the
That's a
lightning bolt
dragon,
hit,
dude.
the
The
fire
moon is
and the
8
noise,
minutes
the
away, or
pounding
whatever it
surge
was.
of elemental energy. Isn't it possible that an
What's relevant
already
again 'cause of the
religious man
dragon?
might,
It's true.
in such circumstances, perceive sights and sounds of a divine nature? We do it all the time. When you wake with dread in the dead of night, is that darkness in the corner not an intruder instead of just a shadow? The creak of a floorboard, the tread of a murderer?
I agree. The human mind is a powerful thing. What I value most, however, is the ability to reflect upon the past and reach a conclusion that that tap against my window was a natural occurrence, and not a murderer come to kill a lonely priest.
Given the origins and evolution of religions in the human species, it seems a far more convincing and likely explanation that it was a figment of happenstance and a creative mind. A holy man might make a miracle of simple good fortune because of a predisposition to believe in the supernatural. Don't you agree?
No, I do not.
Really? You strike me as an intelligent man. Why can you not concede at least to the possibility of such an explanation?
Because I too have seen my God and heard his voice. Nothing can compare with knowing personally and completely that the divine exist.
Ah, personal experience. The most valued kind. Tell me, where did you receive this vision?
On a battlefield in the lands of the Frank, many
France.
years ago.
The Frank were brought
That's
into
France,
unity
guys.
long
Not
ago.
Quebec.
No.
The last battle
Frank.
was fought nearly half
That's
a century
Frank.
ago. You must have been a young man back then.
I was. Young and foolish.
You think Canada is just called syrup?
Young and foolish.
Hardly
just
a fine
Vancouver
candidate
now.
for divine
It's all
intervention.
Vancouver.
It's just Vancouver.
And I found that the least likely to receive it are often the most in need of it. I have read your holy book before. To me, most of the men who appear on the pages are far from ideal role models. Perhaps I should not be so surprised. The devilish rogue sits with me today.
Can land.
The devilish rogue.
He described himself as a devilish rogue when he was younger.
Okay, thank you. My brain doesn't always pick up on exact
That's
wording.
okay. What's that you
Guys,
got
I'm
there?
dyslexic, so
Your
Kinda
tone may
dumb
be
sometimes.
pleasant, but your spirit is nothing but
it's all
adversarial.
Quebec. Oh, at least
You
the
say you wish
food's
to learn
really
of me,
good.
and this church will come. Let us joust with words, thrusting and parrying one's certainties with argument and counter-argument. Say what you will, but come sunrise, you will leave and not return.
This is my intention. I have other matters to attend to, but tonight I have to talk with you. My adversarial spirit is not born from any mal-will towards you, Uriah. My malcontent is born from my love for humanity. I would see our species
Sure, buddy.
in an age of wonder, without these constant
Forcibly.
wars, and
Without
ignorance that blankets
any
our kind
other
with flame.
opinion.
I would see us ascend. I would
I
see
guess-
all of our kind raised to the status of godhood that is worshipped throughout
If
the
he was
galaxy.
to cut, maybe can we
are
pause it for a second?
enslaved
Yes, of
to the
course.
fantastical notion.
Yes.
I understand his point, and so far, I wouldn't say that I disagree with anything he has said.
Hmm.
Like again, and I'll stating it very openly, but also I am an atheist personally, and I'm someone who I've thought pretty thoroughly about that opinion. And I have grown up in a family that was very open about religion, but didn't really practice. But I've also had boyfriends who were religious. So, like, I've attended church.
Yeah.
I've done the whole, like,
Yeah.
Christmas, but I'm also very stark in that is me. And I respect everything anyone else wants to do. I will participate respectfully if someone I love is doing a celebration and that's something they want me to be participating in.
Hmm.
I have nothing, like, it doesn't, to me, it's not overtly, it's not a bad thing. It's just not a thing that is a part of my life. But in interacting with other people on this planet, I obviously interact with religion and stuff. And I think that it's very possible to do that in a way
that is
where
respectful.
you're not, like constantly, like you can ask questions without
feel
being
like
a dick.
Do you feel like Apocalypsis is being respectful?
I don't feel like I have 2 issues with how he's going about this. 1, I think he's gone into this, say, debate, conversation, with the absolute knowledge that he is not going to change his mind and the intention to win, which is not how a conversation works. 2, I don't believe he's gone into this conversation in a way where the priest was given, like, the opportunity to actually give, like, informed consent into having that kind of a conversation with this guy. Like, he's kind of, like, come in under false pretenses and forced this guy to, like, awkwardly defend this faith.
Yeah, it's
at the end of his life. It's rude.
It's really interesting because, like, there was that moment where they were drinking the wine together where he was like, "You're being a dick," and he was like, "I'm sorry, like I didn't mean to like step on your toes." Also, thank you Maxisama1 for America is literally called America now. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, Apocalypsis is like, I overstepped my boundary. I'm not trying to like be mean about this. I'm just trying to understand. But he is trying to understand.
Being mean all you want.
He's trying to understand in a really shitty way.
Well, and so this kind of gets to my overall point and my overall dislike, but my kind of question, which I feel like would actually like sway my opinion of the Emperor, depending on the answer. And keep in mind, I don't believe that it's possible to actually get the answer to this question because it's just not the canon thing. But if he found out that religion was actually a benefit to humanity,
I would say,
do you think he would not be this? Because I understand asking questions. I think we should all ask more questions in our lives. Questions is wonderful. My first sentence was a question. I love asking things. I love learning. But
the problem with Apocalypsis here, or the Emperor,
he's got why can't I say the N-word energy?
But it's just a word. No, Apocalypsis. No,
it,
dude.
Bro.
No.
Just say it.
No. So
I'll find someone to say it with you, but I won't.
So the problem that I think Apocalypsis / the Emperor has is the fact that he cannot separate religion and faith. To him, they are one and the same.
Right. So faith, let's just define it quickly. So like a blind following of a thing.
Yeah.
Is that your definition, or do you mean more faith as in like
hope or something like that?
An understanding of divinity. Because I don't want to use it.
When I say faith, I don't necessarily mean religious.
Okay.
And
so like a hope.
Yeah, it's hope. In my mind, in my brain, faith, when I say like let's have faith or like have some faith, I'm like have some hope. Like
yeah, don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't you dare go hollow.
But if I said that in front of the Emperor, he would be like, "Are you fucking religious?" And he would fucking kill me. He'd be like, "How dare you?"
Just be depressed.
No.
Which you would think, because like you look, if you boil it down to that, then it would have a merit to society. Because obviously, to be uplifted is positive. So again, like this is part of one of the reason I'm very neutral on religion existing, because I do like obviously I think that it can be a very positive thing and is in a lot of people's lives.
I agree with someone in chat who says, like, asking questions is good, but you may want to ask the person that you're talking to if asking those questions is okay. Like, again, it all comes down to, like, I've had religious friends who, when I talk to them, I've always been like, hey, like, are you good with me, like, asking you certain things about stuff? And almost always they're like, yeah, of course. And at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't really get it. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. You know, like, I've gone to church. I'm not a religious person, but, like, I've gone to church with friends, and I've had a blast. We, like, you know, we like, have fun. You know, they're singing the songs,
it's a
and I'm just,
community.
yeah, it's just having.
It's a community. It's community. Yeah, you know, it's a feeling of belonging, and like you recite all these familiar stories and hymns, and like,
we're part of a community.
Oh my God,
yeah,
religious art is some of the most
it goes hard.
You know.
You know that hey, do you know that there's that one painting of Lucifer that people where he's got like his hand in front of his face?
Oh yeah, I know exactly. The
and
fallen
like
angel one.
Yeah, and everybody like paints it as like Anakin or like some other character who like falls from grace. And it's one of like the best fucking art pieces ever. Like it's so cool. And
the most abs.
Oh man.
All of them.
Oh, thank you, Max Ammo, again for the Emperor.
Oh, thank you very much, Mac. Thank you.
The Emperor can say the N-word because he can take on the form of a black man. In this essay, I will. No! Stop it! Stop.
Okay, but only when he is in the form of a black man. But also, I feel like, you know, part of the whole reason of cultural is because they can't take the face off at the end of the day. Like, that's why. Anyway, I don't want to get into that.
Slow down! Calm down!
But anyway, yeah. I can't remember the person's name off the top of my head, but that's exactly it. You are going into a conversation without actually getting consent from the person, knowing it's going to be an emotionally and or physically taxing conversation, and not actually like asking them if they're cool with having that conversation right now. Yeah. It's like if you just start trauma dumping on someone.
Apocalypsis went into this church.
Ready for that.
Apocalypsis went into this church with this ancient man who is like devout in his faith.
To sit there,
and he's like, "Hey, bro, debate me." He's just like, "I don't want to debate you, man. What? No."
I mean, he seemed a little enthusiastic. But also, it started off as more of a discussion of miracles.
Yeah, they were like just kind of talking about these miracles and talking about these like specific instances of like, yeah, this happened and then this happened, and that was interesting when that occurred. And they're trying to find like maybe there's a logical outcome to this. And even Uriah in those moments is like, yeah, maybe, but it could also be God. And Apocalypse is like, no.
Well, like, and as an atheist, I was thinking about this as they were having the conversation. And it's like, yeah, I believe that it's just statistical anomaly when something happens, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the 1 in a million chance. It's like how Vulcan is the only...
He's the only perpetual
primal. It was a 1 in a million chance. It just had primal, whatever. Ifrit, come to me,
Come to me, Vulcan!
Come to me, free. Yeah, like I would say that comes down to like chaos theory to sound cool, but like statistical randomosity to sound like a nerd. Like, you know, there's a chance I could just die right now, just based molecularly. You know, there's a chance the sun could explode at any time.
We have a comment asking if there's no water on Terra, how is there rain? Shut up. No, don't worry about it.
This is the one area, maybe. Maybe they built one of those dome things, and this is like the one area that all the water is contained in.
Apparently, there are like water ships that are on different planets that will just like, they like spout rain or whatever.
It's the opposite of what happens.
It's like an environmental system or whatever. Anyway.
Yeah. It's like Tatooine or some shit. I don't know. Anyway.
Let us continue.
What are we talking about?
Debate.
What are we doing?
The debate.
Who are these people? Where am I?
Who is this guy? I would see all of our kind raised to
but like
the
I can understand somebody
that is worshipped.
I can understand a miracle, like believing that. I can understand it.
Yes,
because we've all had those moments where something happened, and it's like, oh my god, a miracle. Like you might not in your brain be able to break it down to a divine intervention, but it feels like this is too good to be true. This shouldn't have happened almost.
Yeah,
but I'm glad it did.
I would also, in my brain, like when I say something is a miracle, I don't think that has any religious meaning. I just mean like it is a miraculous occurrence.
Yeah, miraculous is exactly like the word. It is
like,
something that is unlikely.
It's unlikely, but like it happened, and that's a miracle.
Wonderful thing.
It's like a 1% chance, and holy shit, you got it. Good job.
It's like when you see those videos of like a kid falling 16 stories and they're fine.
They're fine. Not even a broken bone. They're fine.
A miracle. It's like, no, because like each of their limbs hit at the exact right angle, and like they were breathing out at the point, and like blah blah blah. It's like you could break it down, but you could never repeat it.
Yes.
Almost.
Anyway, let's go back to him talking about how he wants to ascend humanity.
You should try to watch a movie with us. This is what
I would see us ascend. I would see all of our kind raised to the status of godhood that is worshipped throughout the galaxy. But we are enslaved to the fantastical notions that reside within that book of yours. And all the others like it. That damnable book in your hands is a curse. And I would see you rid of it.
You go so far as to mock my holy book too? This damnable book provides a code by which I have lived a peaceful life, in which I have built more than I have destroyed, helped more than hurt. My time before this book was nothing but destroying and hurting. Untold thousands more live similar lives thanks to the guidance provided by our willingness to believe in something greater than ourselves. Tell me, Apocalypsis, when we, as a species, find your vision to be a reality, what will become of us? What will unite us? Peace can only be attained through an aspiration or a common
I'll wake
enemy.
up and look out at
When
sunrise on a peaceful universe.
We as a species are gods without
Yeah, it's real Thanos mentality, huh?
I mean, yeah.
We will turn on each other, friend Apocalypsis.
I'm gonna do what's best for everyone else.
Bring only an eternity of war.
And I'm not gonna let anyone consent to it.
You should listen to what he's saying here.
Sorry, I'm breaking it down. It's just I know what's right. That's the issue.
On each other, friend Apocalypsis. Your vision will bring only an eternity of war. When gods clash, galaxies burn.
So what would you have me say? There are more faiths than yours, Uriah, and each faith has equally zealous defenders. How many generations of conflict until your message of peace turns to a crusade against those who do not share your beliefs? Where there are differences, humanity will find them, and these differences are so fundamentally rooted in you as others' beliefs are in others. There can be no resolution without conflict.
You find nothing but exceptions to my arguments, never any rules by which to measure them.
How can I find rules in an inherently hypocritical system? Your book has been rewritten, translated, and twisted.
Somebody in chat just said, I know you did Overlord Abridged.
No! No! Ignore them! Ignore them, we move on!
To fit the needs of hundreds of anonymous authors for hundreds of years. The faith is eternal, but the story and morals are not. One man hears his dead grandfather, and he is locked away in an asylum. But if he heard the voice of God, he would be venerated, and might well become a saint. How is this a logical and rational system?
It is my faith. Respect my beliefs as I respect yours, despite your constant slights against my life's dedication.
Did you not say we should joust? Why does your faith require such protection? Is it not robust enough to withstand my questioning? No one else on this world enjoys such protection from
It really is a Redditor mentality, huh?
Your faith be singled out for special treatment.
Why is it that faith is being targeted for destruction?
He's like that guy
there is enough truth
from that terrible game that is fully voiced.
Fears their holy power.
About
or is it because there are people too obstinate to
he goes around like killing people because
anonymous agony.
Anonymous agony. It's like he's like that guy.
Wow, Dad, isn't it society's fault that I'm the way I am? Absolute
time.
smoothie time.
Smoothie.
The greatest thing to ever
Guys,
gift us. God.
What's Mandalore?
Mandalore Gaming.
Yeah.
Great content
He
creator.
did a video on it. You should check it out.
You should check it out. Check out Mandalore Gaming's videos. He's very funny. I like him a lot.
John, can we ask John if he could link it in chat?
John, could you link a Mandalore Gaming video? The Anonymous Agony one. Thank you. All right, let's continue.
That science cannot quite explain.
If not, John, that's okay. We'll put
I
it
have seen
in somewhere.
Yeah.
I saw his face and heard his words in my soul.
Do not expect me or anyone else to give your experience credence, Uriah. Despite
All
what
right.
think
Are you okay?
I'm good.
You may believe it to be real, but just because you believe something to be true does not make it so.
I saw what I
Okay.
saw.
Now listen to what you just said.
Say that again, but slower, Apocalypse.
Say it again,
Say that again.
Mira.
Say that again a little slower, buddy. Hold on. Let's get a replay.
Real, but just because you believe something to be true does
Right.
not make it so.
Huh,
Wow.
weird.
That's the smartest thing this guy said the whole time.
Weird. Maybe you should say that to yourself,
Incredible. Wow.
I saw what I saw. I heard what I heard. That day on the fields of Frank has never lost its clarity. I relive it with every waking moment in which I am not occupied.
And where in Frank did this miraculous vision take place, priest?
On the killing field of Gadwere.
You were at Gadwari.
I
Yes,
was.
that is what he
Will
just
you
said.
tell me what happened?
I'll tell you what happened. But first, I need another drink.
Bro,
Not
I need
fair.
to get... Bitch.
Not
Bro,
fair.
you want me to spill some tea? Bitch, I got
Wrong.
you. Let's go.
Wrong. It's girls' night. Guys,
It's girls' night. Woo!
Welcome to girls' night.
Welcome.
No,
We're watching
friend
Vanderpump Rules
Apocalypse,
after
This is the good stuff.
Oh,
I didn't deign to
shit.
drink this from a tumbler.
Wait, the good
now we will
stuff.
drink from a glass.
shit.
What's the good stuff?
Oh.
Is this like...
Bring
Wait,
out
you
the
guys-
fine dining. Oh,
you
my
guys seen-
goodness.
Oh, thank you so much, John. Just linked that video in the chat if
Oh,
you want to
thank
add
you.
it to your watch laters. Is this like? Have
Finally,
y'all seen the how? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Have you guys seen The Fall of House Usher?
It's a good show. We
Great
recommend
show.
it.
We're big Mike Flanagan fans.
Yeah, we like
we
the show.
love Hill House. We really, really
Yeah.
liked Bly Manor.
Yeah.
And House Usher was fucking.
They're all really cool for different reasons.
Great. Really great director too.
Yeah.
If you like horror,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
horror.
yeah.
Just content warning there in case
You like
don't like horror.
Ghostos?
Anyway, in The Fall of House Usher, one of the characters at one point pulls out this like. He's very, 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 very rich, and this is a very important day. And he pulls out like a flask of like, it's like $1 billion.
Yeah, it's
whiskey.
like you
It's-
buy it with diamonds or some
Diamond
shit.
encrusted and like blessed by priests in the 15th century. You know, some absolutely like the most expensive thing you could possibly probably drink and also enjoy.
Yeah. We're bringing out the good shit.
That's
Bring
what
out the
this reminded me. of.
Darling, bring out the fine glasses.
Which
We
I
have
feel
guests.
To just build off of that real quick, that's kind of what this conversation feels like, is the energy of that scene.
Yeah, and I was definitely thinking of that when we were watching that.
That scene very much like lasts throughout the entire series. It's one of those scenes that they
Yes.
keep flashing back to
And it's
kind of
awesome.
explain things. It's great. But it is, and this is exactly what you mentioned at the beginning. It is exactly like it's just two incredible actors
Oh, yeah.
sitting down and like having a face off, like not in a competition way, but like just like let's go through this as our characters and like feel every moment. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's
And
great.
like I would die to see two really good actors like perform it live. But we're so lucky to have it all done, you know, recorded in nice HD and stuff. But anyway, the series is amazing. But this scene is giving me those vibes, which I
Yep.
feel like, I don't know if that is influencing like the dread feel, because that scene is very like building to something bad happening.
Yeah.
But
We shall see. We also did start on
very
a dark, stormy night.
I didn't think about it when we were going into watching this. Like, I haven't thought about it until we started watching this, but like, I'm interested what happens after.
We will have to see. let's
Yeah.
continue.
Okay, guys, we're going back in. Oh, that was a noise to come back on.
The water of life.
Finally, spirits both you and I can believe in.
Bro, the Emperor is a wine mom. Let's
Give it
Bro,
fucking go.
yes,
Let the
I know,
vapors build.
right? That's it.
It
We all have
intensifies the
things
flavor.
we have in common,
Swirl it a little.
and that's the
See
beauty.
the slicks on the side of the glass? They are called tears. And since they are long and descending slowly, we know the drink is strong and full-bodied.
And how long must we wait?
Patience, friend of
Bro,
Apocalypse.
chill out. You
This
gotta
wine has sat for
enjoy
many
this.
decades. It can sit for a few more minutes.
You gotta let the
Those are
tannins do the.
Feel the aromas
Yeah.
and how they stimulate your senses. Allow yourself a moment. Let the sense awaken the memories of their origin.
May I ask a personal question while we wait?
Well, it depends on the question, doesn't it?
Oh, thank you
Why
again,
is
Gabe.
it you carry a
Take
timepiece
that.
Take
that
them,
doesn't
thank
function?
you.
That's very generous. Thank you very much. That's why
It is a
the
family relic, you
best
see.
Batman episodes almost got him.
I'm not familiar, unfortunately.
Yeah, I
I'll have
can't-
to check it
I
out
don't-
sometime.
Yeah, we will Google it.
Oh.
Why is it you carry a timepiece that doesn't function?
That's for plot.
It is a
I don't know why,
family
but I'm
relic, you
assuming
see.
it's for plot.
It has been with us since
going
before
into
even
it right
Old
now.
Night.
Shh, everybody
No one
shut.
knows when it broke, but as legend goes, it ticks before disaster strikes. I never believed
What?
it. Nor
That
my
it's gonna
father.
end. It's gonna end on the
When
ticking.
I found it, however, it was a minute later
Found
than
it?
I always remembered it. Now it's
What?
a minute from midnight.
Oh,
My
it's the
father
actual
always
doomsday
jested that
clock.
the day it struck midnight would be the beginning of the end.
Oh,
I've kept it for decades. Never once seen it budge.
it's
I
just
check
the
it often,
doomsday
as if
clock.
it could warn me of danger. Maybe there is hope, eh?
A
No.
grim portent. You seem
Dude, the
to
doomsday
surround
clock is
yourself
so
with
close to
grim
midnight.
beliefs.
It's not good.
Perhaps. But let's not ruin this good wine with such dour thoughts. My story has not yet even begun. We've waited long enough. Drink
Chekhov's
for
pocket
the
watch.
Drink,
Gin.
bro.
Chekhov's religion.
Hang on to the taste before it is gone.
Oh, a metaphor for life.
Yes,
Yeah,
girls.
wrong.
That's
bitch.
a I haven't had in
Girls.
a long time. I didn't think any remained.
It is an old bottle. One I rescued from the ruins of my parents' home.
You make
Me
a
showing
habit
up
of
to
keeping
girls'
old
night.
alcohol
Except I'll be
around.
like, it was $4.
That's my wild youth. I was fond of the drink. A little too much even, if you take my meaning.
I do. Many a great man has been brought low by such an addiction.
Oh, thank you, Spark Hunter Productions, for the $5. How has there been so little art of Ainz as a Necron overlord? I'm not sure.
Oh,
Also, would Albedo follow
true.
Slanesh or Korn?
I'd say Slanesh.
I'd say Slanesh, personally.
Well, I think.
Oh, and thank you, Jeffrey Entwistle. I've got
Oh, thank
Glenfiddich
you.
12-year in an Amarat glass.
Thanks.
I'll enjoy some fine drink in the good china. Yes, bitch. Let's fucking
girl,
go.
get
Girls' night.
That's how
You
I
said you
hope
wanted
you
to
are
know
right
if
now.
Oh, yeah.
If you are
Brianna.
ready and willing
All
to
right.
tell
I
me,
got some juice.
Backstory time.
Yes. Ready? Well, I suppose we will find out. Eh?
I love the
February was a
lighting
bloody day.
in the art.
It was hard on all who
Like
were
the
there.
hard
I
reds.
understand.
Mm-hmm.
It's very
I may
cozy.
be old, and my eyes may not be what they once were, but I can still tell that you are far too young to know of Gadware. You would not have even been born when that battle was fought.
Trust me, I know of Godwary.
I should
He said that like
tell you a little
how
of
abridgers
myself
talk
first.
about each other.
Who I was back then, and
I know
how I came to
Gadware.
find God on the battlefield of Gadware. If you have half a mind to hear it, anyway.
What is a story without its context? Of course. Say what you feel needs to be said.
I was born in the town below this church, nearly 80 years ago. The
Okay.
youngest
Local.
son of the local lord. My clan had come through the final years of Old Night with much of their wealth intact. They owned all
Is
the
he like
lands
Egg?
around these parts, from this very mountain all the way to the mainland bridge. I wish I could say I was treated badly as a child. You know, to
What?
give reason for why I turned out the way
What?
I did.
Why would you ever say that?
Not.
Listen to what he's saying.
Thing to say.
Listen to what he's saying.
No, I am listening to what he's saying. That's why I'm confused. Like, I wish I was a terrible What the hell?
He wishes he was a bad child to justify how he was.
Why not just be proud of who you became afterwards? What the fuck? That's so weird.
Just listen to his story.
If anybody thinks like that, go to therapy. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. I mean, that is not how you should think about yourself. You should not wish harm upon your former self. You should feel pride in rising above what that
Thank you
was.
so much, Peanut. I don't have any wine, but I do have a 20-year-old Scotch whiskey. Might pour a glass on the rocks. Ah, sis! Let's
Nice,
go,
girls'
bitch.
night.
Let's
We're
go.
hanging out.
Also,
I
John
love
has
it.
added some important context. Whenever they say old knight, that was the age of strife. That's when shit was bad.
Okay, so that was before the Emps like came out.
Yeah, the Emperor came after that. And then he was like, what's up? It's me. Oh, boom.
Yeah. No, but really quick note, like that is Kari who's had a lot of therapy talking.
Yeah.
Like, if you actually think about yourself in that way, talk
Please
to
go
someone
therapy.
about it.
Anyway,
You deserve to feel good about yourself.
let's continue.
Let's continue, guys.
I wish I could say I was treated badly as a child. You know, to give reason for why I turned out the way I did.
It's okay, bro.
I cannot. I was indulged and became something of a spoiled brat, given to drinking, carousing, and bouts of petulance. Looking back, I realized what a little shit I was. But of course, it's the lot of old men to look at themselves in their youth and realize too late all the mistakes they made and regrets they carry. Anyway, I decided in the adolescent fires of rebellion that I was going to travel the world and see whatever free corners of it remained in the wake of the Emperor's conquest. So much of the world had been brought under his sway, that I was determined to find one last patch of land that wasn't yet under the heel of his thunderbolt and lightning armies.
You make it sound like the Emperor was a
Very
tyrant.
frightening me.
He
I'm a
ended the
male.
wars that were destroying the planet and defeated dozens of tyrants and despots.
Oh,
Without his armies, mankind would have descended into anarchy and destroyed itself within generations.
He still is a tyrant. Perhaps humanity would have been better off that way, rather than under the shadow of this accursed eagle. Maybe the universe decided we'd had our chance and our time was up.
Nonsense. The universe cares not a whit for our actions or us. Our fate is wrought by our hands, and no others.
A philosophical point we will no doubt return to, but I was telling you of my youth.
But of course, please, continue.
Thank you. Well, after I announced my intention to travel the world, my father was good enough to grant me a generous stipend and a retinue of soldiers to protect me on my journeys.
A small loan of $1 million.
I
Got a
left
bunch
that
of
very
troops,
day
a little bit
and
of
crossed
money,
the Silver Bridge 4 days
And
later,
there we go.
traveling across a land recovering from war, which was
Why is he sitting in the back of the truck like Cloud?
Hammers beat out plates of armor. Blackened factories churned out weapons, and entire towns of seamstresses created new uniforms for his armies. I crossed to Europa and
We
cruised
got
my way
money,
across the
honey.
continent, seeing the eagle-stamped banner everywhere I went. In every town and city, I saw people giving thanks to the Emperor and his mighty thunder giants.
Yeah.
Look at
I'll be
that.
damned if
Holy.
anyone
That's a statue of a Thunder Warrior.
It was
That's like
they were
going
for
into
the
fucking-
nations because they knew it was dangerous not to.
Bravos.
Where's
I've
Bravos?
seen the
Yeah,
Thunder Giants
thanks.
as a child,
I can't.
but never in the wake of a conquest.
Holy
Never
moly.
quite seen the reality of them before that point. I was drunk. and
Thank you,
boring my way
Max
down
Sama.
the
Also, the
Peninsula
Emperor had
when I came
swag
across
and
the
a
garrison
really
of the
big
Emperor's
pee.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
of
ruined
course.
cliff-top
Max.
fortress.
Hey, man. Yeah, big
Riding
peen
down
energy.
romantic, rebellious
And yet
souls
very
who covered
pee-pee no
trouble
wet
with
energy at
Hold
the
up,
same
pay,
time.
Pay attention to this.
I called them many names. Freak, slave, the minor demons of a greater devil. I even told them the Emperor's
No.
only goal was to enslave all of the human race to his own towering ego. After having seen them battle in the fields of Frank, I shuddered to think of the fear I was in then. I thought I was being clever.
Oh.
In my own stupor, I convinced myself I was a hero. Looking back, I would never even have passed as a martyr. Eventually, one of the giants broke rank and approached me. I was monumentally drunk. I felt invincible as only a drunk and a fool could. This warrior was huge, far larger than any human I had ever seen. His entire body was encased in heavy, powered armor that enclosed his chest and arms. The sheer power of each soldier was never made clearer to me than when that giant came over to me and lifted me up, tearing my shirt and upsetting me greatly.
Upsetting me greatly.
I was very upset.
I was very upset.
Someone
Sad
in
emoji.
chat remind me, because I don't remember this. Were Thunder Warriors bigger than Space Marines? Because I don't remember. But yeah, no, so
they're the ones whose bodies just started breaking down.
yeah, these are the Thunder Warriors. These are the guys who started rapidly deteriorating.
Right.
Yeah.
And some of the fandom kind of feels that the Emperor kind of wiped the remainder of them out. Some of them feel like they just kind of petered out because their bodies couldn't maintain themselves. It's not really super duper clear.
We will clarify that the next episode that we do, my love.
People are saying yes.
They are bigger than Space Marines. Shorter but squatter. Yeah, okay. Alright. I see.
It's debatable.
So they're bigger. No. They're bigger than Space Marines and stronger. Okay. Thank you, chat. Let us continue.
Thanks, chat.
Fists into bloody pulps against his chest. But he just let me go. He did just that, telling me to shut my mouth before tossing me off the cliff.
Oh no!
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Damn, bro, fucked up.
By the time I'd climbed the great steps back up into the village, they were gone, and I was left with just myself and a hatred greater than I had ever known.
That Thunder Warrior was the scariest guy I've ever fucking
I
seen.
was asking for it, and it was only a matter of time until someone put me in my place.
And after Tali?
Here and there. I've forgotten a lot of those years, truth be told. I was drunk most of my waking hours. I know I took a sandskimmer across the Mediterranean wastes and traversed the wastelands of the North African conclaves that Shankal reduced to an ashen desert. All I found were settlements that were busy paying homage to the Emperor. So I carried onwards, far into the
You
east.
couldn't go in because Garuda, you can't if you're a man, they won't let you.
Even there, however, in places so far away as to be the most desolate and remote corners of the world, I still found those who gave thanks to the Emperor and his gene-engineered warriors. I couldn't understand it. Didn't these people know they just exchanged one tyrant for another? Then again, it wasn't their choice.
Humanity was on the brink of extinction. I cannot convey this point any more clearly. Without unity, and without the Emperor, there would be no human race. I cannot believe that you do not see that.
Oh,
Bro,
I see
sounds
it,
like
all right.
Mufasa.
I see that very clearly.
A little bit.
The devilish rogue did not, however. I was young and full of the fires of youth that see any form of control as oppression. Though they don't appreciate it, it is the function of the youth to push at the boundaries of the previous generation, to poke and prod and establish their own rules. I was no different from any other youth. Well, perhaps a little.
But also
So
the best
you
thing
traveled the
scientists can
world
ever do for science is
hadn't found
die.
any corner of it that hadn't sworn allegiance to the Emperor. Where did you go next?
I returned home for a spell, bearing gifts I'd mostly stolen, and then set off again. But this time I went out as a soldier of fortune instead of a tourist. I'd heard rumors of unrest in the land of the Frank, and fancied myself a renowned war hero. The Frank were a fractious people, even before the days of unity, and were never ones to bow to invaders, even the ones who posed as benign. Once I reached the continent, I had heard of Havelek de Gros and the Battle of Avalroy, and rode straight for the town.
Avalroy, a town poisoned by the bitterness of a madman whose meager skill fell far short of his ambition.
Now that much is obvious. Back then, the story was that Havelek was found wrongly accused of the brutal murder of the woman the Emperor appointed as governor. He was set to be shot by a firing squad when his brothers and friends attacked the local army units running the execution.
Oh shit!
The soldiers were torn to shreds. The death of a few locals in the fighting turned a small-scale riot into open rebellion. It got ugly faster than the time had time to think what they were doing. But by then...
What the fuck kind of gun was that?
Las gun.
Havelek was a gifted orator.
Oh,
is that Ravon?
No.
The Emperor's rule. Within the hour, a hastily formed militia had stormed the local army headquarters and seized the weapons within. None of the soldiers survived.
You are aware that Havulak did assault and murder the woman?
I learned that later, yes. By then, it was far too late to do anything about it. By the time I reached Avaroy, full of piss and vinegar for the coming fight, Havelek had rallied a number of the local townships to his cause and amassed quite an army. It was magnificent, Friend Apocalypsis, for it had been everything I had so desperately searched for.
Friend Apocalypsis.
I can't get over it, guys!
Colorful
so
buntings
funny.
hanging from every window. Bands
Yeah,
playing
they're
in the
rebelling
streets
against the
constantly,
Emperor.
while Havelek and all of us, his soldiers,
What a
marched up and
surprise!
down
The
the
French are rebelling?
They're rebelling.
It
Listen,
felt like
if
we
you
were
want something
an army
done.
of devilish, daring youths.
Viva la Franc!
We should have been training. We should have prepared. But our courage was buoyed up by the festivities, and more towns rose up against the Emperor's rule by the day. Within the week, we had amassed an army of nearly 40,000.
Dude, rebellion, let's go!
We're
gonna win!
Glorious rebellion I had so desperately craved. It was heroic and courageous and dangerous, and it spoke to my romanticism for the heroic freedom fighters of old. We were absolutely
war
sure
is so
Yeah.
much
would be the
It's
start.
so cool.
Light the fires
Yeah.
of rebellion all
And I'm-
across the world.
I'm sure it's gonna be
Totally
quiet
not
on
bad.
the Western
Self-imposed
Front,
rule.
you know?
Then we heard that the Thunderbolt and Lightning armies were marching from the east, and we set off in grand procession, making all due haste. Havelek leading us from Avaroy was a joyous day. I'll never forget it. The laughter, the kisses from the girls, and the spirit
What?
of our shared brotherhood carried us off as we marched to battle.
It's like a off to war thing.
So
Another
still
week of
just
marching,
men
we
going to
reached
war
Gadwalk,
on Terra at
and
this
set up our
point?
defense.
So yeah, so big
Really?
revolution. Let's Okay, we got word that the Thunder Warriors are coming.
Right.
Let's go fight them. Let's go win.
I
And
find
so
it
they
hard
march.
to believe
Mm-hmm.
that thousands of years from now,
Tens of thousands.
tens of thousands of years from now,
Mm-hmm.
human women would not be along with the men on the battlefield. I find that hard to believe.
I don't
Also,
think
that
it was
there would be a
just
clear
men.
segregation.
I
between
think
the two.
what he means is like girls who were not also in the ranks.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I could just be taking too much out of a.
Yeah, I think what he means is
Singular
that
word
they're,
use.
the women who were not going to war with them were also like, you know, given a kiss on the cheek to the soldiers going to war.
Fair.
Yeah, I think that's what.
It's
he means.
also I don't know when this book was written because I feel like I'm probably of the first generation that would feel comfortable saying that firmly. So, what I'm saying is, it's a modern take.
Yeah.
But that is my take. I guess.
John
Sorry,
says that he
was
saw a couple women in the formations, so I think.
Oh
you were
yeah,
just,
girls rise up.
I think.
Spirit of our
we
shared
just.
brotherhood
Girls' night.
carried
Girls'
us off as
night.
we marched to battle. In but a week of marching, we
Oh,
reached
that was weird. It
Gadwalk
came in
and
right
set up
on
our
my right
defenses
ear.
atop a line of hills directly in the path of our enemies.
2009.
We had
Okay.
thought ourselves tactical geniuses, holding this strategically
more modern than I
advantageous
thought.
position. Had we any training and discipline, it might have made a difference. We held the high
again,
ground, and both of our flanks were anchored
I'm making a
with
big
strong
assumption based on
positions.
one word.
Yeah, I
On
think
the
you're.
left were the ruins of the Ganduere
Okay.
bastion.
The left woke.
Right,
The
desolate
West is
mountains
falling!
in which nothing could pass.
Woke hammer is
You
over.
must have known it was madness. To engage the Emperor's armies? I mean,
Fred!
you had no hope of defeating them.
Just,
His warriors were bred for battle and spent every waking moment in combat training.
Perhaps we knew. Maybe we didn't want to think about it.
Every
We were
time
so
South
full of
Korea
hope
enters a
and
gaming
optimism. We
Olympics.
wouldn't allow ourselves to even consider
they
it.
train all day.
When the Emperor's armies came into sight, we
too
were
good.
50,000 strong, and we faced an army estimated
Guys, we're
at a
gonna
mere
win.
5,000. It was hard not to feel
We're gonna
like we
win.
could win the day.
We outnumber
Especially
them
with
so
Havelok
much.
riding up and down and firing our blood. His brother tried to calm him, but it was far too late.
Oh, thank you, Dark Athlon, for the £5. In
Aw,
40K, there is no
thanks.
male or female soldiers, just meat for the grinder. That's true.
No, that's true.
What's your
That
gender?
pretty
Who gives
much
a
sums it
fuck?
up.
Get out there.
Nah, I hear that. I hear that. As a woman, I just noticed the
Eventually,
use of
maybe
the
a
word
kilometer from my
man
position.
or men a little more.
Yeah, fair enough.
Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand the use of the word as a generic, like referring to humankind, but I think
So, here we are on the battlefield.
It just stood out to me a little bit, maybe too much.
Here we are on the battlefield. We outnumber the Thunder Warriors 10-1.
The giants halted
So
their
the Thunder
advance.
Warriors have to shoot 10 times.
Bang, 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 bang.
We should have waited too.
We're gonna win! Let's get in
And
there!
die. Charge down the hill.
Let's go!
Glorious fools, screaming war cries and waving swords, pistols, and rifles over our heads. It was maybe 6 or 7 ranks deep, and we only covered half the distance before
So wait, how many Thunder Warriors are there?
the giants.
They are outnumbered 10-1.
Okay. Yeah, I got confused because I had only seen a few of them, so I was like, that's a lot more than 10-1. Shit! Oh my God!
The noise.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. The first volley was thunder. ripped
One
down
bullet can shred like
the first
10
ranks
people.
cut down to a man.
Oh my god, no!
Oh my God!
Each of their bullets was a slow bomb that ripped limbs from bodies and burst men open from the inside.
Wait, oh
Struck in the back of the head and fell
I
forward
think you
into the
have to go
ruptured
to
body of
religion
another
after
man.
this.
no! We gotta leave,
Swinging a bullet
baby!
from the back of my
Oh.
head and realized I had been hit. Shrapnel or some fragments,
Oh.
I figured. I could feel myself losing blood, weakening by the moment. Now the initial shock of the first few seconds had passed. The screaming began. The charge had
Oh, fuck, we gotta go! We gotta get out of here, dude!
As reality finally dawned on them, and they understood the magnitude of what Havelek had done. Now, the Thunder Warriors took their turn to charge. They broke into a run.
They've got
Terror
chain
trembled
swords,
beneath their
dude.
Most of those
They're
who had fallen
coming!
survived, but
They're coming!
they all were unsheathing their swords with serrated edges and motorized blades. Never forget the sound of it.
They got chainsaw swords.
Chainsaw swords!
That's not fair.
That's not
Defeated in the
fucking
opening
fair.
volley, but these warriors were without mercy.
But it's not
Somehow
fair.
survived the initial barrage with only superficial wounds. And as I lay on my back dying, I watched him stare, dumbfounded, as the leading thunder
Oh,
blew
shit!
through with a single swing with his chain blade. Looking back at
what
Havelek's
Get
army,
fucked!
I
The
saw
first
my
time I
terror
played
mirrored on
Resident
the face
Evil
of
4.
every man and woman left, who were all begging for mercy, throwing down their weapons, trying to surrender, but the slaughter continued, heedless of their perils. They marched right up to them and hacked into them without mercy. All those people were cut apart so quickly and brutalized with such economy of force, I couldn't believe
Guys,
so many
content
people could die in so
Guys.
short a time.
I didn't know.
It was not the glorious battle I had dreamed of.
No, the fuck it wasn't, Uriah. Also, thank you so much, Bryson Fuggerito, for $5. That's what a bolt gun does. It's a mini AA flank gun. And
my
thank you
God.
again, Max Hollow, for $5. Remember, Carrie's bolt guns don't shoot bullets. They shoot miniature rockets.
Oh, that's what I did in Tears of the Kingdom. but
They
that was
shoot
way more
miniature
fun.
rockets that explode on impact.
Oh, that's what happened in that one episode of Grey's Anatomy because it didn't explode, which meant it was still in the chest. It was live ammunition, and they had to call Code Black, and that's what I know. A Code Black. This isn't good.
Oh, it's not good.
It was mechanized butchery.
It's true.
If I could have ran, I would have. And I'm not ashamed to say I laid there weeping,
So
listening to the awful sound of people dying.
So this is on the
wet
Emperor's
sound of
orders.
Flesh being
Yes.
shorn from bodies, and the stench of voided bowels and open bellies.
Rebellion? Crush
To
him.
the mercy of darkness, I
So
Crush
fuck
him.
this guy. Screw your shit. I don't give a fuck what you
Wait,
believe.
wait,
yes
wait.
or no? Fuck
Wait,
you.
wait.
surprised I'd still lived. It was dark. In the distance, I heard the victory chants of the Thunder Warriors drifting across the fields, along with the smoke of victory pyres. Havelek's army
Violence
had been
is
destroyed.
cringe.
Not routed, not put to flight, destroyed. In less than an hour, 50,000 men and women had
Oh.
been killed. I
Holy
never learned of any other survivors.
50,000?
Yep.
Weak and laying in a field of human parts, I began to weep once more. I was in agony, bleeding to death and thinking how absolutely pointless my life had been. The heartache and ruin I'd visited upon others in my reckless pursuit of hedonism and self-interest.
Wait, so he's gonna witness a miracle, right?
So
the Night King's gonna walk up.
No. So
and do that cool thing he does with his hands.
So this is another problem with the Thunder Warriors.
Okay.
Just that first volley, and then the people started to run, would probably be enough. But the Thunder Warriors had a problem that they had this. I told you that they were
chased after them.
Yeah, they're like fucking nuts, and they have like this need, this craving for bloodlust and violence. They're actually quite adjacent to Korn, I imagine. Is like they could have just stopped after like that first volley and been like, okay, rebellion gone, sure, fine. But no, they chased after them because they're like, yeah, but I want to kill them though.
They didn't fight because they had an objective, and in order to
they fought because it was fun.
They fought a little bit to kind of get people off trying to get to it. They use that as an excuse to fight.
Yes, but we're having fun.
Yeah.
We're here to have fun because it's psychotic.
Now, do you think it's a fun, or do you think it's some kind of like primal, bestial need for violence?
Both.
Okay, interesting.
Thank you again, Dark Ophelia, for the £2. Thunder Warriors were flawed and barely sane. It's true. And thank you again, Jeffrey Antwhistle, for the $5. You should look at the Astartes short videos if you haven't already. I definitely plan on doing another stream just like this where we watch Astartes. I think you'll really like. You like Samurai Jack, right?
I love Samurai Jack.
Okay, you'll like Astartes because yeah. Samurai Jack. A foolish
can do the whole warrior. Monologue.
Wielding a foolish samurai warrior. Wielding a magic sword. Wielding a shape-shifting master of dark. Wielding a magic sword. Let's continue.
What happened?
Let's continue.
Wait, what were we saying? Astartes, I mean, where does it endies?
Damn. Let's continue.
I wept. For my family and myself. And that was when I realized I wasn't alone.
Okay, so he had.
Who was with you?
The power of the divine. I opened my eyes and saw a
That's the devil,
face
bro.
above me. A face of such radiance and perfection that my tears were no longer shed for my self-pity, but for his beauty. The light radiated from the figure, and I averted my eyes for fear I'd be blinded. I had been in pain, yes, but now that pain was gone, and I knew I was seeing the face of the divine. I could not describe that face to you, not with all the poetic imagery
looks like
in the
a
world at my
talus.
disposal, but it was the most exquisite thing I had ever seen. I felt myself lifted up and thought this was the end, and then the face spoke. And I knew I was destined to live.
What did this face say to you?
Why do you deny me? Accept me, and you will know that I am the only truth and the only way.
Interesting.
He's totally not a god, guys.
Interesting.
I couldn't. To utter any words would have been base. In any case, my tongue was quite still.
Did he just say it would have been
by the awesome
base?
Vision of God.
What made...
I couldn't. To utter any words would have been base. In any case, my tongue was quite still.
I think this is an old English way of saying it would be worthless, but it did sound like
it was so base.
It was so base, and I was cringe, and that's what I realized that day.
Remember when I sent you a message and I was like, "Somebody called me based. Is that a good thing?"
I said, yes, it is, honey.
Because
Yes,
it sounds like a bad thing. Like, in my mind, it sounds like biased.
Thank you, Union Jack the Ripper, for the £2. Thunder Warriors equates to world eaters without needing the nail. That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Oh, thanks. Oh,
Let us
yeah, okay,
continue.
that makes sense.
By the awesome vision of God.
What made you think it was God?
What
You
made
were
me
a
think
dying man on a battlefield, surrounded.
He was
by
glowing
dead
and like
combat.
14 feet
You were
tall.
having an
What do you
epiphany
mean? What I thought?
that
Why'd you
No,
think it was
this-
God?
led.
He saw the
Think
Emperor,
back,
right?
priest.
He saw a
Surely
glowing
there is
individual.
another-
Is he gonna end this conversation by just
I
starting to
need no
glow?
other explanation. You may be wise in many things, Apocalypsis, but you cannot know what
It's like
goes on
the
in my
equivalent
own
of
mind.
going under the table and coming
I
back
heard
and
the
being like,
voice of
"Hi, I'm the
God when
manager."
saw his face. Does the perception of events truly matter if the results are singular?
What
I
if
was born up
you
and
saw
set into a
me
deep
and I am
slumber.
not God?
And when I awoke,
I am your God and
my
I am no
wounds
God.
were healed.
Oh shit.
A piece of bone had been embedded in my skull, nearly a centimeter away from severing my spinal cord. When I rose, I searched for fellow survivors. I was alone. I decided to return to the land of my birth.
He just
but when I
absorbed
returned,
everyone
I
else's
found my
life
family
energy.
home in ruins. The townsfolk told me Scandian raiders from the north had come to plunder my family's wealth. So they killed my brother and tortured my parents and sisters in an attempt to make my father give up the family treasures. My father had a weak heart and died before they could learn his secrets. I found my home in ruins and my family as bleached cadavers. There were no amends to be made at home. All I had to remember them by was their wealth, good wine, and this damned watch.
I am sorrowed by your loss, Uriah. If it is any consolation, the
Okay,
Scandians would not
Uriante.
accept unity and were wiped out near 3 decades ago.
I know, but I do not revel in death anymore. The
That's
men who
healthy.
killed my family will have been judged by God, and that is justice enough for me.
That is noble of you.
I took those few keepsakes from the ruins and made my way to the nearest settlement, thinking I'd get blind drunk and try to figure out what to do with my life. Halfway there, I met an old priest in need of help, in desperate search of the next caretaker of the Folga Labis. I knew I had found my purpose. I had spent my entire life until then living for myself, but when I saw the spire of that church, I knew that God had a purpose for me. I should have died at Gaduere, but I was saved for a reason.
And what was the reason?
To serve God, to bring his words to the people, to do good where others would not, to be a beacon in the coming dark.
And that's what you've been doing here?
That is what I've been trying to do, but the Emperor's promulgators traverse the globe with his message of denouncing the supernatural and criminalizing the devout. I assume that is why you are here, and why none of my congregation have come here tonight.
You would be correct. In a manner of speaking, I have come to try and convince you of the error of your ways.
Oh,
To
cool.
learn of you and to show you that there is no need for any divine powers to guide humanity. This is the last church on Terra, and it falls to me to offer you this chance to embrace the new way willingly.
Or
There is no or, my dear priest. Come, let us go back out into the church as we talk. I want to teach you of all that belief in gods has done for humanity down the ages. The bloodshed, the horror, and the persecution. I will tell you of this, and you will see how damaging such belief is.
and then you will go on your way, friend Apocalypsis.
It is my sincerest hope that we will go together. You know of gene breeding?
Whoa! Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa! Give me some dinner first, bro. I know we just had a drink, but goddamn, bro! Way to just say, oh my goodness.
Imagine just like meeting a guy on the first night. He's like,
You know of gene breeding?
Gene breeding?
You know about gene breeding? Bro. Damn.
Oh, no.
Thank you. Another one for the $4.99. I am not God.
Oh.
Dude, it literally hurts to look at you and you talk like you're doing a live reading of the Old Testament. It's true.
It really does sound like I was always in like
Wha-
resource room as
Wha-
a kid because I couldn't freaking read. And
Yeah.
like for something about the way this guy talks, the guy who's playing the Emperor, it
Mhm.
reminds me of like a lot of the weird, which is not to say he's doing a bad job, but it reminds me of a lot of the like audio that you would have to listen to for like phonics exercise.
Fair enough. Like, it's very calming, like, very
And very like
to the point.
yeah, he's also got like this beautiful baritone. And it's very like enunciated Like he is speaking very
Yes.
clearly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ems and Uriah, I ship it.
Oh,
Dude, he wasted no fucking time. Like,
nah,
fuck
he was just
flirting.
getting to-
Fuck
Listen,
that.
It's important to start with your
Yo.
objectives.
What you know about gene breeding? Whoa, apocalypsis! My goodness.
This
Right.
is reminding me of the first arc of Full Metal Alchemist, where in the first couple of episodes, Edward goes into that like desert city and they like meet that priest who's using like a fake alchemist stone.
Yeah.
And they have this big discussion about religion and like what the point is, and like because alchemy's all about science and shit. And Edward basically like Reddit trauma dumps on this priest, and then it turns out the priest is evil, and he like made someone into a bird. It was a lot, but
I'm so sorry. Break Fate's Chain said that's a toxic couple there. And all I could think of is my brain turned that into, yes, Uriah and Apocalypsix. What a toxic yaoi.
I mean, yeah.
I hope Malkador isn't jealous.
No!
Damn.
I would say I feel like they're old enough to have like come to an understanding, but he's just not a very good communicator. That's what I'm learning from this. Is he's kind of toxic and also like won't just come out and say it. He has to like make you figure out what he wants from you, which is not gonna
He
do
likes
anyone
playing
any favors.
games and it's fucking bullshit.
He has no
like,
respect
get
for
to
other
the point,
people's
bro.
energy.
Get
you know what
to
I've
the point, my guy.
So far, I've written down in my notes lack of respect and feels like the first episode of Full Metal Alchemist. Those are my notes.
Yeah. Let us
So
continue.
far.
It is
You
my
know about
sincerest
gene
hope
breeding.
that
What do
we
you,
will
oh
go
yeah, and also
together.
gay.
What do you know about?
You know of gene breeding?
Very little
You
is
can't.
not gene.
Whoa!
And you have heard of the once great city of Zoser?
I feel like the Emps would be
conclaves?
okay with polyamory.
Yes,
I'm
I've been
I'm
to
pretty sure he doesn't give
I
a
don't think
shit.
he gives
That's
a
all my
fuck.
guide told me where it's
Like,
He's doing other
whatever.
things.
True. Not much is left. Anyway, the scientists of Zoser sought to end a great famine that was
I'm writing
sweeping
down
the
gene
Norafric
breeding.
conclaves through gene-breeding animals that would grow more quickly and more easily in their harsh climate. When one of the local cults
Okay.
caught wind of the
Makes sense.
gene breeding,
Why
they
does he
saw
keep
it as
doing
an
saying it like
affront to
that?
their
Gene
god.
breeding.
They
Oh,
were
here's
very much
PETA.
against the modification of genetics because they thought that their
So it's
god had
GMO, but
designed
it's
them
moved on
as they
to
were, and it was a
animals.
sin to meddle in such things. This cult, the Zozerites, saw the lead scientist, an Apashtar, as the next embodiment of evil,
He's just
seeking
saying words
to
I don't
defile
know.
all the people by feeding them the embodiment of sin. They went on a rampage,
What is that?
stabbing and clubbing any Apashtar they could find. Of course, the Apashtar retaliated, and
Why did he
rioting
say
spread throughout the
Apashtar?
city and left close to 1,000.
Are we 100% sure this isn't an AR voice?
I'm 1,000% sure. Apashtar
Okay.
is the name.
Maybe
of
he's
this.
maybe he mispronounced it in the first take and they had to like clip it in because
He's,
there was like a
he's talking about factions and cults and different scientists and names and stuff.
yeah. There's just like it almost sounds like they've clipped the name into the sentence in a weird. There's a weird like fluctuation in his voice that doesn't sound natural. It could be, and I could just be hearing something weird. I just have my ears tuned to it because I QC audio, so I'm like,
Fair
what is
enough.
that?
Thank you, Maxisama, one again for the $2. You know of
Thank you very
eugenics? I do it all the
much.
time.
Dead.
Yeah, that's what seems to be
They did not
happening.
again try to gene breed new farm stock, and untold thousands more died to the famine.
Is there a point to that story?
Absolutely. It typifies religion and tells a universal tale of religious behavior that has been reoccurring since the beginning of human history. Religion actively impedes forward progress by producing stubborn people who fear advancement.
A far-fetched example, friend Apocalypsis. One freakish story cannot serve as proof of theory that all belief in the divine is a bad thing. Why don't you tell the story of the time a church organized a program to help the poor and the sick and the dying? Why do you not tell a story of when faith and religion gave a community the strength to stick together and help each other through Old Night? Through faith comes character, and through our character there is moral strength. Without such guidance, the world would descend into anarchy.
A secular government with strict laws and programs could accomplish all that you have listed without creating stubbornness or creating a dependability on a church that would impose further taxes upon the poor and make waste of otherwise productive time. The idea that the church is a moral compass just isn't true. Where the church is strong, it causes cruelty. Intense belief produces intense hostility. Only when faith loses its force can a society hope to become humane and progress.
I don't believe that. My holy book gives instructions on how to live a good life. It has lessons humanity needs. I have benefited greatly, as have the people in the town below.
Are you sure? I have read your holy book, and much of it is bloody and vengeful. I suspect an outside spectator would view the people on those pages not as exemplars of proper behavior, but terrifying examples of corrupt morals.
You are missing the point, Apocalypsis. Much of the text is not meant to be taken literally. It is symbolic or allegorical.
That is exactly my point. You priests pick and choose which bits of your book to take literally and which to read as symbolic. And that is a personal matter, not a divine one. You may be pure and noble, Uriah, but all too often a priest is a man who is cruel and purely seeking personal gain. Religion has no place in a fair and just society. In ages past, a frightening number of people took these holy books absolutely literally, sowing untold misery and death because they truly believed the words they read. The history of religion is a horror story, Uriah. And if you doubt it, look to the past and see what humanity has done in the name of their gods over the millennia. In ancient times, ritual sacrifices were commonplace. To appease their vile gods, priests drowned women and children in sacred wells and cut the heart out of their slaves and prisoners. They would drive a pile through a maiden's body to pacify a non-existent creature.
You cannot seriously compare my religion to such barbarism. You describe ignorant savagery, not religion as I would name it.
Can't I? It was never uncommon for religions founded in this region of the world to use their faith to justify conquest without mercy. The rich desired more power,
like that's
but the
not
peasantry
how a
would not
religious
fight for
person
their
would
king.
react to that argument. Which I could be totally incorrect because, again, I am not a religious person. But when he said that, it felt like the writer is
Graham
biased.
McNeil.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure how true this is, but there was someone in chat earlier saying that Graham McNeil, when he wrote this story, did not do any research on either side. I don't know if that's true. I'd have to research that myself. But if that is true, that makes a little more sense to me why he would react that way.
Fair.
So, who knows? We'd have to fact check that. But yeah, let's continue.
Kings and their lords just to use their faith to justify conquest without mercy. The rich desired more power, but the peasantry would not fight for their kings and their lords just to further the interest of those who ruled them so cruelly. The lords knew this. They guised their political objectives with religious significance by the just and marvelous judgment of God, and the people fought fervently for a cause with no
Praise
merit.
the sun!
Extremism bred extremism, and the retaliation was swift. Now that war had been initiated on religious pretexts, the conflicts escalated, and the battling continued, until little was left but fields littered with the bones of the foolish and the deceived. But sorrow or remorse was never tolerated for such a thing, as the crusade was God's will, after all.
This is ancient history. As you say, the nobles were bent on furthering their own interests. They used religion as an excuse, but in their greed they would have committed these atrocities one way or another. You cannot vouchsafe the truth of events so lost in the mists of time.
I would agree with you, had they not repeated the act nearly a century later. warriors laid siege to the sect stronghold in ancient Frank. And when the city fell, the generals asked their leader how they might tell the faithful from the traitors among the captives. The leader, who followed his god, ordered the warriors to kill them all. God will know his own. 20,000 men, women, and children were lost to faith that day. Of course, for fear that any may escape, an organization was given absolute power over the people, with its sole purpose to hunt down those who ran. They brought about hysteria and tortured any they so pleased. They did not stop once all their enemies were hunted down and killed either. They too had convinced themselves of their holiness. They exterminated whole towns on the merest suspicion of witchcraft or treachery. When it was all said and done, near 100,000 were dead. Most of them were innocent.
If you'll allow me,
So,
Mm-hmm.
how do you feel about his argument? Also, real quick, sorry, Dark Vallejo, thank you for the 2 pounds. Ems is literally a product for human sacrifice.
Oh my god!
Depending on the source, that is an old source. And I think currently the idea of like where the Emperor came from is more of like a mystery. But that's one theory. But yeah, it's a popular one. Yes, sorry, love. Yes, go.
So obviously, both of their arguments ignore a lot of nuance.
Yes,
which, I mean, when debating some kind of overall topic, you kind of going by that understanding that you can't base your idea of an entire like way of thinking or political ideology or something off of like one person who took it to the extreme.
I think they are both right, but they are both wrong because
they're both,
because it's exactly as you say, they're ignoring a lot of the nuance.
Yes, because the thing is, like, realistically, the Emperor kind of hits it when he says like
the Crusades,
the priest kind of hits it when he's like, those were just bad people. Bad people are going to be bad people with or without religion.
Yes.
I very much agree with that in the way of like, if you are a person who doesn't want to hurt other people, you're not going to hurt other people whether you're religious or not.
Yeah.
If you are a person who does want to hurt other people, you're going to hurt people whether you're religious or not. It's a separate issue. A person's morality or a person's like conviction to upholding societally held virtues.
Mm-hmm.
It's, there are people who are religious who are terrible people. There are people who are religious who are wonderful people, and vice versa.
Vice versa. Yeah, exactly.
It's not. It's just another thing.
It's also
I wrote down.
Because
I was thinking about what they were really saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is religion?
Yeah.
This is where I go, chat. What is religion? And I was trying to think about it. And I feel like religion is the teaching of fact through stories.
Fact
in
or
a way.
morals.
Yeah, facts. Just like societally held ideals or virtues or facts through stories. And I think that that's a valid way of teaching because it's a way that people remember things very well.
Aesop's
and I
fables,
think that
sour grapes.
The difference is that science aims to do otherwise in not needing stories by being based in repeatability.
Yes.
If I can't show you the book of God that tells you that gravity exists, but I can drop a pencil and it will fall down.
Yeah.
It's repeatable. Anybody can prove it.
The other thing,
even
too,
though
that is
we can't see it.
Craziest part to me is that he critiques religion and its teachings and so on by pointing to like, but look at all these like sacrifices and the Crusades. Remember the Crusades?
Yeah, like
what does the Emperor immediately do after the Unification Wars?
Butchers a bunch of people.
He starts the Great Crusade throughout the galaxy.
Right. Well, he is not, to be fair.
To be fair to the Emperor.
To be fair, he's not arguing what is the right thing to do. He's arguing what is a thing that has happened because of religion.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you could make the you could take it two ways, because you could make the argument that based on that, it could happen without religion because it was the emperor's doing, who is a man of not religion. But if you really know what's going on, you can go deeper and be like, but maybe it actually then is a good argument because it proves that it does, because we actually know that the emperor is a fucking little bitch head. Who won't just come out and tell everybody that religion is real there.
Poo-poo head.
Poo-poo head liar, stupid. Worm.
Worm
without a mustache.
He
doesn't even
have
a motherfucking
Doesn't even have a mustache. Imagine. Chat. Could you imagine Emperor? Imagine him in all his glory, but handlebar mustache.
Jiraiya. Can you imagine?
Handlebar mustache. Imagine. Anyway, let's continue.
Ties someone to a train track. Third impact.
No.
Go gadget. Third impact.
Near 100,000.
Go gadget. Third
dead.
impact.
That's a Spanish.
Most of them were innocent.
Did you say that's the
If you
Spanish?
allow me, I shall turn your logic back upon you.
I think that is supposed to be the Spanish Inquisition, and
That's on fire right there.
I think so. Yes.
Or would you mean the witches that they burned? Oh, I see. Okay, I didn't look at the exact point that has the details of the guys with the spiky hoods.
Yeah.
And I just saw a bunch of glowing crosses.
I wish that I could turn back time.
Near
But in the good old days,
Nope.
when we could burn everyone that had different opinions.
If you'll allow me, I shall turn your logic back upon you, Apocalypsis.
Oh my god.
Had it been a secular government that decided they required more land and riches, do you truly
People are going to make
believe they
edits of
would have
this. It's
decided
like
against
Emperor
it for no
destroys
reason other than
religious
that there was no
values.
divine justification? Look back upon your
Based
great
Emperor
knowledge.
destroys
No,
virgin.
therefore-
A secular government that drove itself mad with suspicion of treachery and created a state ruled by surveillance and torture? You chop apart history, take what you so desire, and insist I behold the bloody remains. Humans are flawed, and religion is more often a convenient scapegoat than a corrupting force.
That's exactly what
If
you
you
were saying.
believe that, then you have been shut away in this church for far too long, priest. All the dictators
That's not to say that there aren't
proposed through
aspects of
unification
religion that
were
are
mass
harmful,
murdering
but you could say that of
ethnos who killed millions
the way
in their
anyone is brought
constant
up.
warring,
Yeah.
burning away all hope of progress.
the concept of religion is not the
Cardinal
issue.
Tang's pogroms and death camps saw millions dead in the Indonesia bloc. He died but 30 years ago and claimed his entire life had been served in the name of a greater power.
Oh, the water, pretty effect there.
You fixate on the blood and death, and forget all the good that can be achieved through faith.
Uriah, you only see religion for what it can be. I am seeing it for what it most always is. Savagery pervades our world, and it is sustained by ignorance and crude belief. It is true that before the descent of Old Night, religion had lost its power over the people. But like the worst kind of poison, it lingered and fostered division amongst those who endured. Without belief, divisions blur over generations. New generations mingle, intermarry, and forget ancient wounds. It is only belief in gods and divine entities that keep them alien to one another. And anything that divides
And
people
language,
breeds
and physical
inhumanity
space,
and cruelty.
and
Religion
disease,
is the canker in mankind's heart that serves
and
such an
racism,
ugly
xenophobia.
I have heard all that you have had to say, friend Apocalypsis, and I have finally heard enough. Yes, people have
Color
done terrible
preference.
things to one another in the name of their gods, but they
Opinions
have done terrible
about
things
anime.
regardless of the course of their beliefs.
Sub versus
An
dubbed
acceptance
is like
of
South
gods
Dakota
and
and
an
North
afterlife is a
Dakota.
Thank you, Dark Avalon, for the £5. Biggie is a shapeshifter.
Oh.
He absolutely has had a mustache at some point. Pretty sure he's been an Empress too. Yeah, I mentioned that. I even drew her in
Yeah.
the Emperor video. It was very fun to draw.
Oh, you.
vital
Jack
part
the
of what
Ripper.
makes
Yeah,
you
I
feel.
think you're talking about the fact the majority of people convinced witches were hung or drowned when only 2 were burned. Yeah, so nobody was burned in North America.
No,
That's
not
where
North
the
America.
confusion comes in. Those were all hangings. One man was crushed to death. Basically, it was called being pressed to death back then.
Yeah, not
It was kind
great.
of messed up. A lot of people just like starved to death in prison. And I think one or two people were drowned or something. But like in Europe, it was like a shit show. People were burned, people were stoned, people were drowned, people were tortured to death, people were flung off of ledges. Like it was just crazy. Jesus. And that's where we get the imagery of witches being burned. And just because it's a similar topic, it gets confused a lot of the time. So you'll see people representing the like Salem witch trials as like burnings when that actually didn't happen.
Thank you, Brax Talendary, for the 20 pounds. Wear black, it's the best color. True. Oh, yeah. I think you'll get paid off for the $5. I can see Emps with more of a Tom Selleck style mustache. Fair enough. Let's keep going.
Thanks, guys.
In the name of their gods, but they have done terrible things regardless of the course of their beliefs. An acceptance of gods and an afterlife is a vital part of what makes us who we are. If you take that away from humanity, what do you suggest takes its place? In my many years as a priest, I have ministered to many dying people, and the emotional benefit of religion's power to console the wounded and the dying, as well as those left behind, cannot be underestimated.
There is a flaw in your logic, priest. Religion's power to console gives it no credence or validity. It might be a comfort to a dying man to believe that he will go to some bountiful paradise of endless joy. But even if he dies with a wonderful smile on his face, it means nothing in the grand scheme of things. Better that less would die due to the removal of religion than each zealot die with a smile on their face.
Maybe. But when my time comes, I will die with God's name on my lips.
Are you afraid to die, Uriah?
No.
Truly?
Truly.
This guy kill him?
I have my
right
share
now?
of sins, but I have spent the greater part of my life in the service of my God, and I believe I have served him faithfully.
So why is it that when you go to these people who are dying and clinging to their beliefs that they don't welcome the end of their life? Surely, the gathered family and friends should be of good cheer and celebrate their relatives' passing. After all, if eternal paradise awaits us, why are they not filled with gleeful anticipation? Could it be that, in their heart of hearts, they don't really believe it?
Are you ever excited to have a loved one move on or leave in search of something greater? Are you ever excited to leave your family and friends in search of a better life? Even if it is for the best, are you delighted to leave all that you know to be thrust into the unknown? No one is. Life is a gift.
Can I say
and our
something?
chance to make ourselves into someone before our time in the afterlife.
Yes.
I felt a little attacked when he said that.
Why is that?
Now, there is a phenomenon that I feel like is so. For those of you in the chat who don't know, this is very relevant to what we're talking about. I lost my mom at a young age, and going through something like that, there's a phenomenon that a lot of people go through where when like somebody close to you is ill and it takes a long time for them to die, once they have died, there is a sense of happiness, relief. It's not good they're dead. But like it is an actual happiness. It is not like it's over now necessarily, but like there is a sense of joy in that person not being currently hurting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know what he's saying, but it shames that emotion, and I just want to point out that's very, very normal.
Yeah.
Actually, and so maybe you could even use that as an argument against what he is saying, because he's wrong. People do feel happiness or relief or a sense of comfort in the deaths of loved ones.
Catharsis.
And it doesn't necessarily, catharsis, like a release. And that doesn't mean that you go skipping through the rest of your life and everything's hunky-dory. You're obviously still sad that person is gone. But there is good in the bad that has happened.
Yes.
Almost. Sorry, my throat is dry. Can I just run and grab a water?
Sure, of course.
Back in 2 seconds. You gotta chat with the chat for 2 seconds.
Right.
I'll be right back.
Hey, chat. Dang. This guy sure is big. Look at him. What was everyone doing? Hope everybody's having a wonderful week. I know some of us in chat are painting minis. I hope your painting is going good. I hope you have steady hands. And if you don't have steady hands, I hope that they become more steady, you know? I know what it's like to have shaky hands sometimes. Be big. Will this video be on the channel? We're probably gonna make a supercut of it and upload it later. But yes, it will show up on the chat. Can we get a series of Kari watching TTS? I'm not super sure about that. We'll have to investigate that more. Hello, everyone. Hello. He makes Gaston look small. True. True. Salutations from Spain. Oh my goodness, you guys are. Oh my god. The chat's going so fast. I dunk my custodians in gold paint. Valid. Valid. That's how you're supposed to do it. Fucking put a gold on there, dip a wash. You're done. That's it. That's the custodian right there. Doing math homework. I hope you were smarter and pay attention more in school than I did. Thank you. My goodness. I finished my Scorptech Lord. Oh my goodness! Hell yeah, dude. I only get my minis pre-painted. Valid, I guess. I find painting to be a relaxing part of the hobby. Robot Girly Man sure has a lot to answer for. Why does Robot Girly Man simply not eat the rest of the High Lords of Terra, assuming all the power that they have for himself? My goodness. I'm looking at getting a motorbike petrol tank custom painted with a Night Lord iconography. That's fucking sick. Hell yeah. I came here seeking 40k lore. I relieved as a reformed man. Fair. Fair. My goodness. Playing Minecraft. Fair. Remember, the too thin coat. True. True, 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 true. Prize and Trader Guard. Ah, but they're so cool. It's worth it. Who's the artist behind the computer faces? Hi. I do a lot of the art for the show. Kari does some art as well. I have to thank you again for getting me into Warhammer. Currently reading through the Infinite Divine, and it's so hype. That's right, baby. Oh, it's so good. I love my gay little robots. My goodness. I'm fighting for Super Earth. Enjoy your evening. Thank you, Xenocore. Very cool. You pronounce it Rowboat Girly Man? It's true. I love... My favorite's Robot Gorilla Man. I think that one's hilarious. Robuti Girlyman. Fair. I changed my underwear logo to golden symbol Imperial Eagle. My goodness. That's dedication. Listening while I fall asleep? Fair enough. I'm glad you find this relaxing enough to fall asleep to.
I'm back.
Oh, welcome.
What happened? Woo!
Woo! Anyway.
Yeah, who's falling asleep? Goodbye. Good night.
Who's falling asleep? Screams into microphone.
Good night. I promise not to yell in like 20 minutes. Welcome to the ASMR.
Is it treason to also play Mech Warrior? Nah, man. Play whatever
is it
you
treason
want.
to do ASMR?
No. All right. We got
Wait.
Yes, love.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to quickly interject too because Max Lopez in the chat.
Yes.
Alex Lopez, Max Lopez. I'm getting confused.
Okay.
Sorry, Alex Lopez.
Yes.
Hi, Alex, if you're in the chat. Alex Lopez said, wealth and power make just as many people do horrible things as religion. So, like, again, that comes back to an example. Like, it's not the concept, the little piece of it that is religion, whatever you define as religion. It is the individuals, the groupings of people, the differences in decision-making and morality. So I would say education would be a better thing to fight for than to, like, demonize religion.
Yeah, that might be the way to play it, but the Emperor seems very much like a blunt individual, so...
Yeah.
He wants things done fast and brutal, and he doesn't really care.
So propaganda is the way to go.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see how he refutes these things.
Look how
Anyway,
angry he is. I can't tell. He looks like he's.
We got about 10 minutes left, so
Let's go, guys. Let's go. Wait.
Wait, Jeffrey and Twistle, $5. Last super chat. Absolutely love the two of you. I particularly laugh at the mention of the Lion King analysis. I need to show you guys to my girlfriend's smile. Thank you very much.
Girlfriends unite. Girls night.
Girls night. All right.
Girls night. Wait, someone's sleeping. Shh, guys.
Shh. Girls night.
Girls night.
All right, let's finish up.
Okay, let's go.
No one is. Life is a gift, and our chance to make ourselves into someone before our time in the afterlife. Who would give that up willingly? If you cannot see that plainly, then you are a fool. The Lord of mankind is the light in the way, and all his actions are for the benefit of mankind, which is his people. So it is taught in the holy words of our order, and above all,
there is no one to hear you.
I don't care what you say anymore. You have come here to do what you feel you need to do, and I'll not buttress your ego and self-righteousness by playing along any longer. You listen to my words, but hear nothing. End the charade.
As you wish. No more games.
Oh shit.
You.
Now do you understand the
Chad, I
futility
called it.
of what you do here?
I was like, what if he just.
You are the Emperor.
I am.
He's really pulling the do you know who I am?
Go.
Do you think you pulled this out at Olive Garden to get a
There's
table?
nowhere else for me.
This is very important. I'm so like.
I'm sorry, I am listening.
I know,
I'm just a little bit.
I know.
I'm so sorry. I will shut up.
This is very, very important.
I'm so sorry.
He's too funny.
Do here?
You are the Emperor.
I am. It is time to go, Uriah.
Go.
What's that?
Go where? There is nowhere else for me in this godless world of yours.
Of course there is. Embrace the new way and be part of something incredible. A world and a time where we stand on the brink of achieving everything we ever dreamed. Verona's work was never meant for darkness. Only in the light can it achieve its full potential. Humanity is the same. And only when the suffocating shadows of a religion that teaches us not to question is gone from this world, will we see its true, radiating brilliance.
I will miss this place.
In time, I will build an imperium of such grandeur and magnificence that this will seem like a pauper's hovel. Now, let us be on our way.
Why are they doing that? That's unnecessary.
How can you do this? You say you stand for reason and the advancement of understanding.
You could just
But here
use
you
the
are
building for
destroying
something
your
else.
repository of knowledge.
Storage.
Some things are
Shelter.
best forgotten.
And I hope you have foreseen the consequences
Well,
of
then
world
take all the
drift
art
and
down.
religion.
It's just
I
wasteful.
have. It is my dream. An imperium of man that exists without recourse to gods.
Mr.
and the
Seven's right. What about the wine?
A united galaxy with Terra at its heart.
How could you?
United Galaxy.
Why is the rum
Indeed.
gone?
Soon enough, unity will be achieved on Terra. It is time to reclaim humanity's lost empire among the stars.
With you at its head, I presume.
Of course, nothing of such grand scale can be achieved without a singular vision at its heart. Least of all, the reconquest of the galaxy. There is a place for you at my side, Uriah. You are noble and your heart is true. We have
Naruto.
need of iterators who will
After he
spread my
activates the
imperial
Fox
truth
Demon.
across the
There's a
stars
place
to
for
all
you
those
at my
planets
side,
without
Jiraiya.
guidance.
I can submit to no imperial truth. My entire life has been altered by, at best, a misunderstanding. At worst, my life has been spent following a lie. But you know what? It doesn't matter that my life has been one massive falsehood. I came here with my heart open and emptied by grief. The spirit of my god had entered my soul and
Oh
filled
yeah, I
me
forgot it
with
was like a
love.
holy place. That's just
My
fucked up.
devotion was my salvation, and I have spread a doctrine of love and forgiveness. No amount of words and tricks may change that. Even now, despite this revelation, my heart is filled with love. There is no resentment in my heart. What makes faith so powerful, Emperor, is that it requires no proof. Belief is enough.
I feared such a thing. I wish you would join my great crusade, Uriah. Soon I shall expand my Imperium to the furthest corners of the galaxy. With all my sons beside me, I need men like you. You make a virtue of commitment and purity.
Did you not just speak to me of the horror of the Crusades? And what evil men do in the name of purity? You are no better than the holy men you were telling me about.
The difference is that I know I am right, Uriah.
Fuck.
Spoken like a true autocrat.
You misunderstand, Uriah. I have seen the narrow path that humanity must walk to survive. This is how we must begin.
It is a dangerous road you travel. To deny humanity a thing will only make them crave it more. I see no reality in which your goals do not lead us to disaster and ruin. Beware your subjects do not begin to see you as a god. I truly hope, in the name of all that is divine, you are right. But I dread the future you forge.
I wish only the best for my people.
I believe you, Apocalypsis. But I cannot be a part of it.
What? Oh, the audio cut out. What?
Oh, do the
oh,
voiceover.
Oh, I think they removed this because there was a copyrighted song that started playing here. Okay.
Oh. Bow, 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 down, down, bow, bow. Bow, down, bow, bow.
Oh, wait, listen.
It's ticking.
Oh my
the
God.
beginning of the end! Oh, shit!
Symbolism.
And that was the last
I thought that was the
church.
Harry Potter theme for a
No.
second. That was cool. I enjoyed that.
So, hey. The difference is that I know that I am right.
What does that even mean?
God,
Again, they're using this. It's all just a word salad. You're both not talking about what you're talking about on purpose.
Real quick, I would like to thank Rax Telendari again for another 20 pounds. Big bucket of wine. Good night. Thank you. Caked up Don Truck for $4.99. What's to stop you from abusing your power? My judgment. Robert House. The Emperor of Mankind and every despot since the dawn of time. Mr. Set for the $5. Yeah, but those crusades weren't run by me. Nah, I'm gonna do it right this time.
Yeah.
Like, it really does paint such a picture of who he is.
Yes.
Where it's just like, you just criticized all those crusades, and he's just like, yeah, but this time it'll be different, though.
It's very Robb Stark energy.
Yeah.
I have all of I'm my father's son. All of these guys are loyal to my father, so they'll do whatever I say. I'm in the right. How could I lose?
Yeah. How could I possibly lose?
I'm right.
Also,
I can't lose.
Does this not make the whole, like, I'm not a god thing so much fucking funnier?
Yeah, because
motherfucker,
like,
you are hard to look at. Like,
what? It's and also like you could have started with that.
You could have started with that, but no.
Waste all this energy and be a little dickhead.
He comes in and says, "I wish to understand,"
but he doesn't.
But he doesn't.
It's entirely disingenuous.
Yes.
He just wants to flex on this guy and show him his penis
Religion
before he
is
dies.
cringe, my guy. Religion do be cringe.
Imagine going into an old person's room as they're about to die.
Oh, I did miss a donation.
And being like,
Thank you.
on them haters.
Thank you.
And then they die. Would you feel good about yourself?
Thank you, Bryson Fuggerino, for $2. Remember, guys, he's totally not a god.
Oh, thank you very much.
Totally not a god. Yeah, no, he completely came here to win an argument. And... Man.
Yeah, like, again, I'm very aware I don't know very much about the Emperor, and I can't really say whether he's a good guy or a bad guy.
Well, the thing is that
which I guess isn't really
you have a pretty good idea of, like, who he is from just
well, that's what I was gonna say.
This is an excellent look into, like, how he believes things to be.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is that I can't say that I understand where he's going with all this. But as a person, I don't like him.
Yeah, as like an individual,
not a person
he is not
I
a
would
good person.
associate with and want in my friend group. You know, not my circle.
If you were in Uriah's position, would you walk into?
I'd be like,
church?
"Why are you here?
Why are you here?
No, you're not having.
Go away. Go away. I don't like you.
Please leave. Unless if you need shelter, you can stay in this other room.
That is true.
I don't need your energy.
Chat member brings up a very good point. He didn't just want to win an argument. He wanted to convert a priest to atheism and make him a master atheist to preach the emperor's not religion.
And like in the process, failed and like convinced the guy to kill himself.
Yeah.
After taking away his home and reason to like.
It's really funny because his final card
religion, if you break it down as an atheist, is a reason to carry on.
Yes.
Right? Faith, hope, all the same thing. It's just a different way of making that in a person, giving that to a person. And that in itself is not a good or a bad thing, really. It's, you know, I forgot what I was talking about. What happened?
That's okay.
No! Sorry, guys. This happens sometimes.
It's okay, love.
What happened? What'd I say?
I was following you, trying to see where you were going.
Oh, I feel like I had a good thought, too. What did I say?
We were talking about Uriah.
Uriah.
And how he came in... expecting to win and to convert him over to a...
In the process, he convinced a guy to, like, he made the guy kill himself.
Yeah,
like,
he made him kill himself.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't fucking do that. That's fucking weird. That's toxic AF.
Thank you, Brax Teledari, for the 10 pounds.
What
From my cockpit in a Fafnir, you guys have so much lore. The Emperor is just him. Like, the thing is that it's really interesting that his final card is like, but look, see, I'm actually the god that you've been worshipping, but I'm not God, I'm just the Emperor. And despite that, Uriah's like, nah, I still have, like, my faith. He goes back in. And, like, I feel like the Emperor doesn't compute. Like, he doesn't understand that.
I don't, well, because... to a person who doesn't believe in some kind of a god, I think the idea of suicide, self-ending,
unaliving,
can be a very confusing idea if you've never experienced suicidal ideation, because
religion is a reason
if it's
to keep
happening
going
to you,
on.
it's fucking happening to you.
You-
and hopefully you get help.
Thank you, chat member. You were talking about how people see religion a lot as a reason to keep going on.
Oh, thank you, Chapman.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, it's a reason to keep going, and then
Yes.
he literally took that from this man. That's all he did.
Yeah.
All he did was take away this man's reason to continue. And how is that positive? Make the argument for whatever, for the good of humanity as a whole. But for this man, that was cruel, and it was unnecessary. And he wasn't hurting anyone.
I think genuinely that is an excellent word to describe the Emperor with, is that he is a very cruel man.
Yeah.
He is very cruel.
There is no reason. It's literally, like, it's one thing to be concerned about potentially harmful topics.
The difference is I know I'm right.
But it's another thing to start burning shit. You know?
Yeah, he uses very cruel methods to get his point across, and it honestly doesn't really serve him.
It's one thing to, like, decide that as a society you want to, like, have the beautiful things displayed in beautiful areas, not represent past ideals, but, like, museums exist for those types of things.
Yeah.
Or, like, it's all about delivery.
It's really interesting, and one of the most fascinating things is that we have seen how the Emperor behaves. We have gleaned a little bit into his ideology and his methods for going about things, and I think this is why it's going to be so fascinating as we continue with our podcast, because going forward, he has his sons that he has to go find who are going to go live their own lives until he finds them. Yeah. Some of them have families. Some of them have perhaps a religion that they follow.
Yeah, this is what we talked about, I think, during the episode, was I was saying that it's comparable to almost the clones in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
In that, obviously, like, those of them that grew up in the factory and stuff have a certain belief system. But then you start coming across some of them who were, like, spirited away as kids, or some of them who, like, they ended up stuck on some planet and have lived there for a long time. And you start seeing how their ideas of the world are different, or have morphed, or they've questioned things. Sorry, it kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah,
in where I see it going, yes. Because, like, rather than starting with a blank slate, the Emperor now is starting with kind of a messy surface that he needs to clean off in order to imbue his own belief system.
Another one donated $1.99 to say, I don't think Big E can fathom sentimentality. And Maxisamo one donated $2 says, the Emperor is a well-intentioned sociopath. I read that wrong.
Yeah, I could see that. I would be super interested to see the Emperor have a conversation with Trazen.
Why?
Sentimentality. Why do you keep all this? What meaning is there?
That is true. Well, I think honestly a lot of that.
Part of is like a.
He pointed at the watch that Uriah had and was like, "Why are you holding on to that?"
There's a fixation.
It doesn't even.
It's something to focus on, right?
But it's not working. Why do you hold it? It's broken.
Yeah. But why do you collect all this? It's.
Yeah, no, it's history, but yeah, just write it down.
He's just walking in being like, why don't you play video games? But I play video games.
He's walking in going, why is this funny?
Literally.
Why is this funny?
Like, explain it to me, and demanding everyone's energy and then burning their shit down when they don't go
to... it's really rough considering how, like you've heard Alex and I. For those who don't know,
No.
Alex is our partner.
Alex is that guy who
Alex is a really hot guy, and he's like,
He's cute.
yeah, he's
Oh,
cute.
yeah.
So anyway, you've heard me and him discuss like certain Primarchs, and like you've gotten little tidbits here and there. You might have not attached to any names or anything, but like you've heard the name like Angron before, and you've heard like Fulgrim, you've heard Horus. Obviously, you fucking heard Horus. And so on and so forth. And you've heard us talk about some of these Primarchs in much better light than some others.
Behind me.
Which one?
Doesn't Alex have Angron?
Yes, he does. He has Angron and Lionel Johnson.
Yeah, spoopy boy.
Yeah, he's got both of them.
Yeah.
The Emperor is a constant hypocritical prick who can't fathom any other way than his way being correct. He gets results because he's a cruel man about it. It's true.
Yes.
It really...
Lannister energy.
It's really my way or the highway kind of mentality. And so much so that... What do you think his policy for aliens is?
Well, I know he doesn't like aliens, right?
Nah, fucking, they're not us. Humanity number one. Woo, woo, woo.
Well, this is exactly the issue. It's like complete, like fear of the other.
Yeah, and
or
granted,
hatred of the other.
Granted, some of those aliens are like flesh-melting spiders. So, you know, not great. But some of those aliens are like what's up,
keep
man?
Yourself safe. That makes sense.
Yes.
You can't, but like, yeah, to the point where you're killing intelligent, like, killing anything that doesn't in any way harm you.
Yeah, if like an alien race approached the Emperor and was like, "Hey, you want like peace?" He'd be like, "Nah," and just fucking kill him.
Yeah,
human number one. Woo, woo, woo.
He's like a tyrant.
Yes, he is a tyrant, which is why it's so funny that Uriah exactly calls him out and goes like, "You are literally describing the tyrants that you were criticizing." To which
Uriah
he responds,
stood his ground. I'm proud of him.
To which he responds, "Nah, nah, nah, but my way's the right way."
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you find your way out the door?
The Emperor's plan will genuinely lead humankind to greatness, but it will be dragged kicking and screaming. This is why I made that joke earlier where he was like, "I want to see us ascend to godhood." To which I chimed in of like, forcibly, without your consent. Like,
I asked a question that I feel like changed my opinion a bit on the Emperor, but I mean, again, still, I don't like him as a person.
Yes.
But I was talking to you and Alex, and I asked, you know, I don't know. Somehow he finds out that the best thing for humanity is if he dies right now.
Without hesitation.
Yeah. That, to me, it sways me a little bit from just being like, oh, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Because it shows me that he's not necessarily in it for himself.
No.
But I also, like, again, still, the methods, they're not cool.
Emps is very much a big picture kind of guy. Like, if you, the individual person, who gives a fuck? But, like, if no matter what theory you go with of how he came to be in this world, mystery, or a bunch of shamans got together and killed themselves, or like it was just happenstance, or so on and so forth. Whatever theory there is, he is this strange, incredibly powerful psychic warrior that can shapeshift and bend reality and fucking all this bullshit. But for some reason, he is obsessed with humanity. And he cares for it more than anything in the world. In the universe. And
it's akin to the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
The Doctor has like I think he describes it as like a weakness for humans. Like he could take anyone as companions, but he's particularly like soft to humans.
Yes.
He likes them. He finds them interesting. They're like, you know, it's like how we like dogs.
Yeah, dogs are cute. In a way.
So I mean that could be it. He could just like humans the most. But it could also be maybe he did come from some human. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he was raised in some, I don't know.
We don't know.
I feel like I don't completely understand his actual intentions.
His intentions is to unite the galaxy under and ascend humanity to being like the rulers of the galaxy. That's his intention. That's his goal.
But why humanity?
Because for some reason, he loves humanity.
Because I would think the idea would be get the universe to the best it can be.
No, only human.
But yeah, see, there's the thing. Like,
and some of these ideologies get even more skewed.
Speciesist.
And some of these ideologies get even more skewed after he, like, you know, checks out and is put on a fucking chair for the rest of time. Because people take these teachings and these things that he wanted and they like and they abuse them to their own intention. So it's like, you know, there's like some shit you'll find where it's like, do not tolerate the mutant or the alien or blah blah blah, and it's just like a total fascist like nightmare. And it's like, yeah, but that's what the Emperor would have wanted, so it's fine, it's good.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, this is part of the issue with, like, something like a book or a text being the way to spread an issue, is that people are going to interpret it in different ways.
Yeah,
and they're going, and again, if a person is a bad person and a person wants to hurt other people, they are going to do it through the medium they have. Right?
Yes.
The best thing you can do is make it as difficult as possible.
Yeah. And it's really interesting because obviously the thing with 40K is that there are no, like, quote unquote good guys. There's no good faction all around. There are some that are definitely better than others in terms of, like, would you want to hang out with them? Would you want to be with them? But for the most part, it's a bad fucking rap. All sides. But, you know, I think people who take away from 40K that the humans are the good guys, I would suggest them to look at something like The Last Church, or look at the things that Emperor does and humanity does in further on in 40K, and like look at it under a objective lens to go like, no, this sucks. This is bad. He is critiquing these things and going like, no. See, the problem is all these crusades, all these people, all these tyrants. And then he goes off and does the exact same shit that he criticized. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And it also brings up, like, how far back can you go to, like, cancel a religion?
How far? Do you have to go back to the dawn of time?
But, like, well, you know, it's, you know, you hear people do something stupid 12 years ago and then they get canceled for it today.
Yeah.
Like, can you bring up the Crusades? Is that fair? Like,
the Emperor's talking to Uriah and he's like, I once saw a caveman bash another dude with a rock and it was really fucked up.
Oh.
It was really fucked up, dude.
Oh, no. But I guess what I'm kind of... Yeah, like, I guess I don't feel that I know enough really about the other species,
which we will
galaxy.
Definitely touch upon. Well, we know about Necrons, but Necrons are also like, oh, the galaxy's ours, we earned it.
Things, but like, my mind goes to something like Star Wars, where you see all these different creatures coexisting. But then again, I'm also thinking, like, not every fantasy or sci-fi thing has to have multiple alien species in existence.
Yeah,
like, you know,
like,
we've gone into space and stuff and we still haven't found anything past, like, water, really. So it could also be the case that in this universe there are just way fucking more humans than anything else.
Well, yeah, so the logic is the reason why, like, you know, this battle against this alien species, we lost like 4 fucking billion dudes or whatever the hell. And that's lowballing it too. The reason why that is because humanity is so widespread throughout the galaxy, and it's because comparative to other alien species, we breed like rabbits. Like, if in 40K, if you had like a website that was like, you know, birth registrations or whatever, you know how you can like check the world population or whatever, if you could check like the galaxy population of humans, it would just be going like every fucking millisecond. just
Right.
as fast as possible.
Now, is that because they have like cloning tech?
No, we just
Or is
be
that because
fucking.
everybody getting it on?
We getting it on. We be fucking.
And yet there are no like female characters.
What do you? No, it depends. Listen.
If that's the case.
In the Imperial Guard, billions. Space Marines.
Just, in all the books,
yeah,
there was just nothing they did that was worth writing about.
Nah, because this is a man's hobby. You understand? It's a man's hobby.
Oh
God.
Again, it comes back to I don't have an issue with a woman not being in a place just because that's how the story went down. My confusion is that they would be around.
Yeah, but also the battle that you had that criticism, there were. I think that was more of a misunderstanding.
I'm speaking very generally now.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah, but there are women main characters in a lot of 40k books. However, those are not often the ones that people recommend.
I've also only seen I haven't seen a lot of actual 40k media. I've gotten a lot of overviews.
Yeah.
So
fair enough.
Yeah.
And definitely I have lots of videos and ideas planned that are focusing on prominent female factions, prominent female characters, so on and so forth.
Movies.
Oftentimes, weirdly, Warhammer Fantasy, you get a lot of female-centric novels, which is kind of funny to me.
I can see it.
It's kind of funny to me because it's just like
women are often associated with magic.
True.
The moon, lunatic, loon.
Yeah.
Sailor Moon. It all goes back to Freya. I could actually do a whole lecture on this. I took a class in college. But we'll make a video about that.
Fair enough.
Guys.
Oh, thank you, NB, for the
female orcs that were retconned were cursed. Wait,
it's true.
Oh, with their little figures and they were spoopy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Listen, there's a lot of
in the comments of the orc video at one point was like, orcs they're mushrooms. They don't have genitalia. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. They're just mushrooms.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, they are not mushrooms in fantasy.
But they don't got,
I don't know.
Bits and pieces.
I have no idea. I'd have to double check that. I'd have to double check that. But, yeah. Oh, thank you, another one. One of my favorite characters was a female inquisitor who was pen pals with Trazyn. Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah.
I love that. Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's funny.
Oh, man.
I love Trazyn. He's funny.
It's pretty good.
I listened to a little bit more of the, what's it called? Book. That.
I don't know.
I was listening to. Sorry, I had to push that out of my brain.
The Divine.
Yeah, you got it. You're so good at things.
Uh-huh.
What was I talking about?
Infinite and the Divine.
Oh, I was reading that.
I love you.
It's hard sometimes. This is why we can't be Space Marines. We forget what we're doing. Who's the Emperor? Why?
Oh, he's a big guy.
What?
He's a big man. He's a big guy.
Big in what way?
Fuck, you're big. You reading it? You liking it?
Okay. Yeah. So I just got to the part where he was like, "That's got to be Orican." That's all I want to say.
Okay.
What were we? I'm sorry, guys. I'm not good. Don't laugh.
Oh, I love you so much.
No,
that might be a sign that it's time to wrap up. No, you're precious.
I understand what's happening.
Hey, gang.
Oh,
Thank you so much for coming on by. This was super fun.
R.I.P.
I can't
Justice
wait.
for Jiraiya.
I cannot wait for this to show up on the channel as a big supercut.
Oh.
And look forward to our next Patreon voted video. Our patrons had a big vote, and they voted on the next video topic, and it's gonna be real good. I'm gonna keep it a secret though.
I know it.
Keep it a secret.
We're gonna keep it
big
a secret.
Yeah, big secret.
Guys, it's a secret.
Secret. I think y'all will like it. I like it.
If you could see my t-shirt right now, it would have nothing to do with it.
It's true. It's true.
So that's your hint.
Anyway, hey, thank y'all for coming on by. Make sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/numbskulls. Get a ton of cool rewards. Come hang out with us on our Discord. You can send us a tip over on Ko-fi. You can check out our merch at orchidate.com. You can check out our merch at orchidate.com. You can check out Gamer Subs. Use code numbskulls for 10% off your order. Oh, thank you, NB, for the $5. Have you ever heard of Legan Strauss? Her backstory reads like bad fan fiction. Can't say I ever have. Sorry. Now we gotta. Anyway, thank y'all for coming.
Thank you very much, everyone. This was really fun. Also, shout out to the creator of the video.
Yes.
Can you give them a shout out with their
info?
Shout
out Tyler Portugesi. I really like this animation.
What a great video.
Cool.
Some very talented people.
Oh, very fun. Very talented people.
Where can people find this video?
On YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Just look up The Last Church by Tyler Portugesi. It's on screen right now. You can go find it there. Yeah. Give it a like. Give it a like. Tell them like, hey, this is really cool.
Yeah, I'd be like, guys.
Yeah.
Well, fancy little show. That guy's a real penis head.
Remember
for all those things he didn't need to do.
Remember, chat. The Emperor is not a god. Thank you, Mr. Seth, for the $5. Had an absolute blast. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for coming on by. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Have a safe week. Make sure to stay safe, live your best life, and have an amazing time. We'll catch y'all next time. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.